Good morning, IWC. I'm your host, Maud Miz. Today we have another great guest stopping by. He's the host of the Elite Bible Devotions. He's also one of the hosts of the Smoke Filled Arena. None other than Dr. Love himself, Aaron from the Aaron Loves Wrestling podcast. How's everything going, my man?
Everything is going well. I'm enjoying the week off. I had taken work off this week to enjoy my birthday and anniversary. So it's nice to get a little break and spend some time with the family and also just watch some wrestling without have to worry or stress about work the next day.
Hell yeah. What's up with the 10-gallon cup?
Oh, 10-gallon cup. I got some coffee.
Yep, I hope it's Prince Nana coffee in that.
Not yet, but I will order me some.
Absolutely. Shout out to you. We won't break down the whole story, but you are now officially a Prince Nana Coffee affiliate as well. Welcome.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you aboard. Now, with that being said, a couple quick questions for you. How did you I guess I could say, what made you come up with the Elite Bible devotions? Because I was pretty impressed with that. It's not something everybody's doing. Not everybody's speaking the good word. What made you think about doing that?
Well, after the tragedy last week, don't want to get politics involved, but after the tragedy last week that everybody saw, I'm a Christian, always been a Christian.
Yeah.
Grew up in church, believe in God, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. I read my Bible. I go to church still. Yeah. And after last week, it kind of, I don't know, sparked a little fire in me that I think God put on my heart to share with others the Word of God. You know, I have a great following with professional wrestling. I enjoy connecting with other content creators, everybody online through wrestling. But just God put on my heart to kind of use that as well to share the good word, to share the gospel, to be uplifting with other people. And if you're dealing with depression or any kind or any addiction or anxiety or anything, I want to be that light and share the gospel and share the word with someone so that way it can lift them up. And I came up, I was thinking of what could I call it? And then I'm a big AEW guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, the Elite Bible Devotions. So I thought of that, of course, used online to help with the logo, and that's what created it. And yesterday I had a video talking about the fruits, good fruits and bad fruits. And last week was a little introduction to the Elite Bible Devotions, kind of kicking it off. But now every week will be like a little sermon, I guess, of whatever God lays on my heart. Next week we'll try to share video and get the good word out there and help others in their time of need.
Yeah, great first episode. I do appreciate it. Everybody needs the Lord in their life from time and time again. Anybody who hasn't seen it, make sure you head over to ALW Podcast on YouTube. Check that out. Now, with that being said, I do know that we're going to get more into the ALW Podcast and what that's about a little bit later. But for now, I do want to know, when was the idea for the Smoke-Filled Arena, brought into play? I did see that episode, great episode, you, Stampede, and a couple other co-hosts. I'd like for you to let everybody know who's a part of that collaboration and how you guys came together with that idea.
So I am a big fan of going back in time and going on YouTube or maybe even Peacock or however I can get watch some old school territory days of wrestling. And I love the NWA, AWA. I love the rings that they had, the colors, the titles. I mean, United States Championship has always been my favorite championship belt in wrestling history. I love that they even had tag team titles of that. I like the NWA Power brought that back on their show. And I just been a big fan of the territory days and loved how they all worked together and shared the titles. This wrestler went to that promotion to wrestle over there, maybe put one of their guys over there. It was a good partnership with everybody, and that's what I think wrestling should be, and not a counter programming or oh we got put the other out of business. And no, I like the working together to make wrestling better. Your star could come over here and wrestle mine. We'll vice versa to yours. We'll exchange titles, etc., etc. Of course, nowadays it ain't like that. But back in the day, I enjoyed reading about that history and watching old school clips, especially a lot of old school wrestlers that helped pave the way for wrestling. One of the big ones is Ric Flair, 9-time NWA World Champion. Um, and he not only wrestled in NWA, he wrestled WCW, WWE. I mean, shoot, Ric Flair been everywhere. There's a wrestling promotion, he was in it. No matter who it was, how big it was, how small it was, he was there.
Yeah.
So I got with a couple of the guys online, and when I shared my post about it, about what I wanted to do about that, that's when Stampede and Kicking Out at 2, and from the and from the I'm going blank here, but
It happens.
from the cheap seats, my bad. From the cheap seats, I always get him and cheap shots. All chair shot, cheap shot. I get that from the cheap seats. We got in a group chat, start talking about it, and we wanted and we put it together. And it actually was supposed to air a couple weeks ago, but someone had a personal issue come up, and then last week a couple others of us couldn't. Or week before last, again, something came up again, and then we finally got together last week on my birthday and was able to put an episode together. It was supposed to do it 2 weeks ago and go on, but it is what it is. We finally got it going. So we're basically in this going back in time to talk about old school wrestling and kind of compare it today and who reminds me of who from the past and et cetera, and going and talking about the old school day. Of course, those guys got more knowledge than I do. They've been watching from that time until now, especially Stampede. He's like an encyclopedia of professional wrestling. I probably go to him about anything. He's like, oh yeah, this match at this date and this time, and oh yeah, this match. I'm like, oh gosh. He's basically my wrestling Google, as you will. But those guys that lived in that time experience, that's what I want to get with people who grew up in that time and compare it to wrestling today. Is it similar? Who's more similar to who? And that's basically what it's about. And it's something fun for us to get together and to talk about that. In the next episode, we're going to discuss about the heels, not only from the times past, but today, and how it is today compared to the past. Again, they can talk more about it because they grew up in that time. I can only go off of what I've seen, but they've experienced some of the things at these shows. They experience maybe the heels get stuff thrown at them. They may even throw stuff themselves at them. It that's the difference between back in the day and today of professional wrestling, and that's what I wanted to do with this, and I want to keep it going and continue to talk about the old school days to kind of give people. I know other people have probably done some of that, but I want to do something myself with it and get with others also to talk about it. And what was supposed to be an hour episode turned into 2. That's how this can be. We say, hey, we're gonna go for about an hour, maybe hour and a half. All of a sudden, next thing you know, we're 2 hours in. So this is how good it is. We got, like I say, I got some great minds of wrestling with me. They grew up in it, lived in it, and I'm excited for the next episode. So check that out as well, because you can learn something.
Yes, you can. And I'm big on that show. I think it has huge potential. It has a great topic. It's something different than what everybody else is doing, so it's not the norm. Keep it up. I'm definitely gonna be tuning in. So tag me in each episode that you guys drop. You're very welcome.
Will do.
Yeah. Now, if there's a little bit of quick news, I guess this will be the longest part of the quick news because it got added in late. I believe SAP, Fightful reported this. I think I seen Andrew Baydala. Shout out to, Fightful, SAP, and Baydala. All of them are great. Obviously, SAP's a part of Fightful, but Fightful's a collective of people, so they're all great. They're all great at what they do. But we've seen a little bit of news come out from a Tony Khan media call. Seems to be that he snap called the idea of potentially booking a big show in, we'll just say in 2027, in the spring of 2027. I know you don't really like counter programming, and per se, I guess for TV purposes, I don't like have to look at two screens. I don't mind if something's on in the day and something's on in the night because it just kind of rolls into each other. I'm fine with that. But I guess with Mania being in Saudi, we'll get a little bit more into that in a second. I do want to know your thoughts, but we'll lay out for that for now. But with them going to Saudi, is it a good idea for Tony to make a stadium show in the States and try to capitalize, for the Comic Cons, the convention centers, the indies, the fans he could potentially steal, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Okay, so yeah, my biggest thing, yeah, I'm still against counter programming because I like watching both shows.
Yeah,
Have I enjoyed AEW more than WWE? Yeah, because I love Hangman, as you can see in the back. I'm a big Hangman fan. It was awesome for me to get to meet him. I'm glad to got to go to all in Texas. Not only get to see him, but other wrestlers for free that gave me their time in a picture. Powerhouse Hobbs, Kevin Knight,
yeah,
Speedball, uh, and others. I had a great time with that over there and did not spend a whole lot of money.
yeah.
Uh, I got to meet Matt Cardona, got to meet James Storm. Uh,
Shall
it
we
was
say family friendly on prices?
Yes, family friendly and the prices. Like I spent myself, and this is not, and of course I spent a little bit more on drinks and food, and a lot of my spending came from the drinks and food at the stadium. It
Yeah,
really wasn't
they're
really AEW
expensive.
itself.
When you're in
Uh,
tourist spots, drinks and everything else is where you're gonna blow your money.
yeah, my chicken tender meal was like $18,
Yeah, I believe it.
and then my beer was 14. I had a couple beers. So the but the event itself, my ticket was roughly a little over $100. It was some good seats. Of course, if you want lower, down there at the floor, which I almost got some at the floor, and even then, some of those, unless it was right up front, some of those floor seats were around $200-300, so it wasn't that expensive.
Yeah,
Just with what I wanted to do with my budget, I didn't want to spend all that much at that time. Because even with AEW and their prices, with my budget, what I want to do, sometimes for me to spend less on a ticket to get more out of maybe spending on food. Of course, you got to include the hotel and all that stuff. So I enjoyed my time there for less money. I spent roughly around maybe $600. I did a lot of my shopping online because those lines there were freaking low. I'm just saying, like I wasn't going to miss half the show. Just wait in line to get a T-shirt when I go online.
yeah,
So I didn't even get a shirt or anything. The only thing I really got was the bandana back there, and I waited till towards the end, and they had a crap load of those still available, and it was like $15. I was like, sure. So that's what I got. But everything else I got at everything else I got online. But with that being said, all in Texas, I saw a lot of families there with kids. Um, there was a packed crowd. Uh, they had close to 30,000 fans there in attendance, and then you had uh, a good turnout, great show. I didn't even feel like 7 hours. Um, and I think again, even though I'm against counter programming, with nothing going on here in the states at that time, if Tony Khan, as a good business move, wants to capitalize on that because tickets are affordable, and he wants to attract that more fans, and especially with something questionable decisions WWE has been making, it'd be a great opportunity, especially with WrestleCon and all the other independent promotions that kind of piggyback off each other on that weekend to kind of get a good fan turnout and people to see their product and getting included. Because when I went to All in Texas and I saw Game Changer Wrestling,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I had a great time. So now I tune in as much as I can. If they share some stuff on YouTube or later, I tune in as much as I can because man, that was a good time. Um, and there's other events going on, but I picked Game Changer Wrestling, and I'm glad I did. uh, so with that being said, with other wrestling promotions going on, wrestlers there that get to advertise, get pictures with people, and them to buy their stuff. I think it would be a great time on that weekend, yes, for Tony Khan to do so to capitalize on this because WrestleMania won't be in town. You won't have a WrestleMania that weekend. Something everybody loves doing around that time. If you're a wrestling fan, it's going to be. I highly doubt a lot of people are going to buy tickets to go overseas. So here in the states, I saw on X Andrew Badella. He said to put it in Minnesota. Hey, that's pretty much smack dab right in the middle of the country. So put it there. You get people from all over and have a good turnout. I think honestly, if he does something at that time, he even talked about. I read online that he even talked about Revolution is going to be a big turnout. Maybe that's what he's planning on doing. He said Revolution is going to be a big show, so maybe that's what he's going to plan on doing is move at Revolution back a little bit, another month, and have AEW Revolution at that same weekend and have a good turnout. And competition is good. I mean, it's great because when you have another company around that's doing just as good or close to you, I know Nick Khan and WWE and Triple H, they like to shrug that question off. And yeah, we don't see it as competition, blah, blah, blah. But when you counter program, like what they are this weekend, they just moved John Cena and Lesnar from the main event now to the first match of the night. They try to counter program All Out's main event because around that time should be Hangman and Cal Fletcher. So when you say you don't see the other side as competition, but yet your counter programming says otherwise, that shows me that, hey, yeah, they're doing a little better than we thought they was going to do. And then I read a report the other day of, I don't know how true it is. I don't know how dirt sheets can get carrying stuff too far with what they hear. But there's a report going around saying in 2026 that apparently WWE is going to heavily counter program AEW more. So would that be ever PLE and pay-per-view? I don't know. Will they move a show from whatever night it's on to Wednesday or Saturday? I don't know. We'll see if it's really true come 2026. But if that's the case, then Tony Khan, up your game, bro, and let's have a better turnout because I want more alternatives, more options than just WWE. I enjoy WWE.
Let's not to cut you off, bro, but you're stealing some of my questions, getting away from my actual questions. So
Oh, my bad.
let's stay on topic, my brother.
So
as far as the media call, you think he should counter program them? Yes or no? As far as all the other stuff, you may or may not be stealing things. I have further in the interview, my brother.
My bad. Yes, let's do it. Let's have a good turnout. Whether it be AW Revolution or he comes out with a new pay-per-view. I thought of Grand Slam with the baseball team since that'd be around the time baseball season starts. That's what I thought of. But if he does a Revolution, that'd be good too.
Slam is technically that's like a Dynamite episode right now, right?
It kind of is, but he could turn that into a pay-per-view and, like I say, give it a good baseball team. Kind of like what was WCW's back in the day? It was like Slamboree or something like that.
It was a Slamboree. WCW did have a Slamboree.
Yeah, and it was like a baseball team, so it can kind of give a little paying homage to that. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, well, I would say there's a couple of those Dynamites that he could probably turn into pay-per-views, and if he pushed that, I think you gave him two great ideas because I think that would work if he decided to use that and push it back. But also, I think you had a great idea with pushing Revolution back and just giving it more time to build, to marinate, and turning it into a monster. That might be the more probably the more bigger this. I think that would be bigger if they did that, because it's already pay-per-view. They're already gonna do numbers. If you open that up to a stadium show and do it the right way, like you just said, it might be a 50K night. We'll see how it goes. But as far as some, I would say in between, this isn't bad news. It's not good news because he had to get a surgery. But the good part of it is Osprey did have successful neck surgery. So we're looking forward to seeing him back soon. Heal up soon, Will. We'll see you however long it takes, we'll be here. We did have we're gonna get into Dynamite a little bit, discuss about it a little bit, but I thought this was an interesting topic that I want to throw out to you. So Dak shouted out Big Bill, who's obviously on the roster, Enzo, which I've been begging for Enzo to come over there and actually feud with Big Bill with Big Trouble, and have the Big Trouble and Enzo versus Big Bill and the Bounty Hunter. But he mentioned the Briscoes, Bullet Club Gold, the Young Bucks, but he also mentioned Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, and DIY. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. What did you? I love it when they're allowed to recognize history and things that they went through and not be penalized and not be a problem. What did you think about that promo as far as what FTR was doing there?
I thought it was good, and I really liked how he did it because on NXT Homecoming, I don't think anybody recognized anyone that's in AEW. I mean, one of the biggest, one of the core in NXT Black and Gold was Undisputed Era with Adam Cole, O'Reilly, Strong, and Fish. They were the hottest faction at that time. But why couldn't you include them in the video package? Why couldn't you at least give a shout out to them or something? And they could even acknowledge, like Charlotte Flair went on about the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah.
And you didn't even mention any of the original 4 horsewomen, who was Lynch, who was Bailey, who you could have mentioned because they're still in the company.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest ones is Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
And you can't. Why can't you acknowledge her for having? Because didn't her and Bailey have like the first Hell in a Cell match in NXT, or was it Steel Cage or whatever it was?
I mean, they shut the house down. Bailey and Sasha probably have arguably the best match in NXT history.
They had the best feud, probably one of the best feuds in the women's division in NXT. Yeah. So why couldn't you acknowledge that? But you acknowledge, and I'm not saying Asuka didn't have play a big part either. She was one of the longest NXT Women's Champions in NXT. So she has a big part into it. Alexa Bliss as well. Many that came from NXT have a big part, not only in NXT, but also WWE right now itself. Yeah. But you can still pay homage to even people who are not in your company anymore just because they're on the other side. And that to me shows how much more petty you are if you can't even just at least mention a name. Yeah. And that's why I loved about FTR, and we don't care. We're going to say it anyway. We might face some backlash, but hey, we had some great matches with these guys.
Yeah.
And they threw it out there, and they paid even to Jason Jordan, who you don't see anymore because he had some injuries, and now he's a backstage role, which is a lot of matches he's produced have been great. Yeah, a few matches that he's produced, and they had a big turnout. Yeah. Chad Gable, he's a great talent. I wish he'd be utilized more than this Dome El Grande Americano thing, and I don't mind him in the American-made faction, but honestly, I would just like to see him as a serious type Olympic wrestler, kind of like Kurt Angle was, and compete for the world title and have some serious feuds instead of some of the goofy stuff he's been put in the past few years. Because Gable's a great talent.
Sure.
So that being said, I love that FTR paid respects to those who weren't even in the company. I even liked how Tony Khan allowed it, because he could have easily said, no, we're not mentioning the other side.
Yeah.
But as you know, in times past, Tony Khan ain't afraid to mention the E on AEW.
I liked it because I feel like it was that all the AEW Black and Gold guys that was in NXT did get left off of the homecoming. They didn't say anything about them. So it was kind of like AEW paying their own homage to NXT and letting you remember that some of their guys was over there. Now, that goes into our next story. So we had Andrade leave AEW roughly about a year ago, maybe even less. Now he's left WWE again. We don't know the exact reasons why. We've heard a few different things. We don't know if there's smear campaigns or whatever. But getting into what's been going on, MJF and Andrade been having themselves a little back and forth on Twitter, having a little Twitter spat. They get MJF gotten a little ruthless, brought Charlotte Flair into it. I believe they both called each other pussies. It's I mean they're going pretty
It's
hard.
fun. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it looks like it's leading to a head-to-head in Mexico. I don't know if Andrade has any type of non-compete. I think when you're released, typically you do. I also don't know the stipulations to the release. Maybe he don't, but I'm gonna assume that he probably does. But it looks like him and MJF are gonna go at it at some point. I guess my first thing is, what are you thinking about the situation? And would you, if you're AEW, are you rushing to bring Andrade back, or is this something you're hesitant in?
So as far as probably the non-compete clause, I would imagine he does it because I wouldn't think he would be doing this with MJF if he did. Because why would you tease something that would be 3 months out? That's usually 90 days for a non-compete clause. So I would think he doesn't have a non-compete clause, and if he does, maybe it's the 30 days because I think WWE has one where it's like 30 days. I think. So that being said, I think honestly it can lead to a CMLL return, or he goes to CMLL. And I honestly think he would fit well over there because of his style. But I mean, as far as him coming back to AEW, I would love to see him in LFI with Rouge, Sammy Guevara, and Jalisco and Bismuertos. I think that'd be a great faction.
Yeah.
And him, so adding him to that would be a great move. He could be like the mysterious guy they bring in, a partner or something like that. And bringing Andrade back and having another go at it, I wouldn't think it'd be a bad idea. He's a good wrestler, star power, and stuff like that. So I would like to think Tony Khan is thinking he didn't leave on bad terms.
Yeah.
He didn't burn no bridges.
Tony clarified that this week and made sure. I think I said this on another podcast, but I think there was a few guys, and I'm not going to mention no names. I'd stay away from jabbing because I don't know per se the real reasons everything that happened. But I think there was a few people that was rumored to have problems in AEW, and I think Andrade might have been lumped in that group, and he actually wasn't one of. But he had the fight with Sammy, so I think maybe it just.
Yeah, but that happened 3 years ago.
I know, but what
I would imagine they're over it.
No, but what I mean is during that time frame, I think that there was a couple of guys that was rumored that didn't want to be there and wanted to go back. He clarified himself numerous times that he never asked to leave AEW, but I think at that time there was like a core fan base of people that believed he was part of the problem that was going on, but I don't actually believe he was. I think that's why Tony clarified that for him. I don't think he would have did that for a few of those other guys, So
well, it's just like the dirt sheets making up about anything that's anybody's a backstage problem.
I mean, just everything that these. I mean, not all. Some dirt sheets actually do a good job. So forget the name, but some of them, it's like with the Hurt Syndicate story. They don't look like they're leaving anytime soon to me. Doesn't look like they've ever been taken off TV. It's just those rumors don't sound true. And onto the Hurt Syndicate, I want you to fantasy book for me for 1 second. Not a match, but give them one young up and coming talent. It could be because remember we just seen it looks like they're back in the business of recruiting. So this could be AEW roster, Ring of Honor, or free agent. I guess that would apply to indies. But if there's one person you could put with them right now, who are you putting with them?
One person I would think would be a great asset is Powerhouse Hobbs.
Hobbs would be great to put with them.
Someone not in AEW, he's from Red Pro, Oku, I think his name is right?
Yeah, Michael Oku.
Michael Oku.
him too.
Uh,
He might. I don't know because I've been him and Amara share Ring of Honor awful lot. Like the images of Ring of Honor, they've been on AEW. They could be working under dual contracts or working towards one, but I'm pretty sure at some point we see an AEW graphic with Michael Oku and Amara. I know that.
I I'd say Powerhouse Hobbs because of who he is and his attitude, and I mean he's all about hurting people as well. And I think he'd be great. And I think him and Lashley would be a fantastic tag team. I'm not saying him and Shelton aren't, but just how big they are. I mean, Shelton's big himself too, but I don't know, just him being that guy that can go for the trios titles. You know, maybe him. I like him with the ops, but him being at, I always thought when Hurt Syndicate got there, Powerhouse Hobbs would be a great addition, and he could be the third guy, and they could go for those trios titles. It went the other way with the ops, so and I like him with Joe and Shibata. But I think adding Powerhouse Hobbs would be a great asset. Another one that I thought of.
Hey, one choice, one choice.
Oh, one choice. Dang it.
Changing your
So
choice?
yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Look, I'll give you mine. I wanted it to be Shayna Baszler. I don't think that, especially after being on Homecoming, unless I mean it wouldn't be the first time that someone did a one-off, I guess. But I
Well,
guess
she's a producer backstage.
yeah, well, has been working at one. They haven't announced any contracts to come back or anything, but she was the person I would want to pick. But I guess I'm gonna name one that I think is gonna drive the AEW fan base crazy. But I just think it would work. Bring in Ronda Rousey and put her with the Hurt Syndicate. I think that'll work.
She's done with wrestling right now, though.
Supposedly, but her best friends there. Well, one of them, no, and you have the potential to bring her other best friend if she hasn't locked anything down. So if you brought in Ronda, Shayna would probably eventually follow her there. Not saying that they want them, but I mean for them, all three of them to be in the same company at their age right now for one last run. And not that they're not in good shape or don't have a long time, but just for them to be best friends and be able to work together this late in life, I think that they would do it. Now, on to some interesting news. Now, I don't think this is a story. I think it's more hogwash. I think a lot of people just reporting over thoughts of Meltzer and Alvarez, but they basically, I don't know if you want to call this reporting. They was talking about potential streaming problems with WrestlePalooza this week with the ESPN WWE deal, which I do think this week could have a little bit of problems just because some contracts haven't been signed and some things ain't clarified. But going forward, I really don't. It's a non-story for me. I think people will have. I don't think people have too much trouble finding WWE events on there once they have the right package. Now, if you have to pay for it and they don't sign contracts, that's another story. Obviously, we could relive. But some other news we had: JD from New York still taking fits like a little crybaby he is, crying about anything that he can. Now, I do want your thoughts on this, not on JD, but on the overall idea of Mania going to Saudi in 2027. I know your thoughts on the counter programming of AEW. I do believe, honestly, it's a good idea. In the long run, if you don't want WWE to counter program you, I don't know how they feel there. But maybe you don't do it because that probably does open the floodgates for them to want to counter program you every chance they get. But I kind of think like they will anyways. So you probably want to try to get your money. But as far as Mania going to Saudi, how do you feel about that? Without, I guess the crazy aspect of it where, people bringing it into personal reasons. Because I don't have a personal issue with Saudi. It's more about them just taking it out of the States when they was built on the back out here. And a lot of people out here would love to go to it and they're not going to be able to. Not only that, but the aspect of not saying they owe the Indies anything, but the aspect of this is a time of the year where the Indies usually get to benefit from and it's taken from them. So what are your thoughts on like that aspect of it more than a dig at Saudi?
Well, I read also some real report of and it was about Game Changer Wrestling, that they are open to go over
Yeah,
there.
I did see that.
So if these indies are open to go over there and have a WrestleCon,
I think it
then
might be the ones that are more made off than others. I don't know if all of
yeah,
these
it
companies will.
won't be all of them.
Yeah,
But as far as maybe Game Changer, trying to think of anybody
maybe like
else.
MLW, maybe.
MLW, but MLW does a lot with AEW.
Yeah, but
So
basically, you would have to be like a high tier independent promotion to
mhm.
think you got the funds to get out there, unless they're gonna be sharing arenas. Like
Game Changer is the only one that comes to mind, especially if they already shared something teasing maybe going out there. So as far as independence goes, there's that. But if you don't have that, then it also my question is here you have a big turnout. Okay, they have 100,000 plus, pretty much about near every year.
yeah,
How many people over there are really like, I guess, hardcore wrestling fans?
I mean, I guess they probably. I feel like any place you go outside the country with any type of tourist attraction, whether it's wrestling, sports, I guess they really don't need to be a hardcore fan base for them to be willing to come and support. So I would say hardcore is probably not many, but I do think that they'll have a big turnout. It's
I
not
know
the
that's my question because, like I said, we have always pretty much every year have a good 100,000 plus people turn up for
yeah.
WrestleMania.
Now
How many are we going to have for Saudi? Even though it might not be hardcore wrestling fans over there, how many even the casual, like you said, the tourists, will they show up? How many? I mean, WWE is expecting that, but will that come to fruition? Will it come true? I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to say it's not.
yeah,
I'm not going to say it is, but that's going to be, excuse me, that's going to be my biggest question,
yeah,
is what kind of a crowd you're going to have for this big event, because this is their biggest event. And from what I'm reading online, they're trying to bring pretty much everybody out of the woods. There's word that Undertaker's come out of retirement for one match. There's word that Shawn Michaels might even. I hope not.
yeah,
And I'm a big Shawn Michaels fan, and I'm just saying I hope not. It's because these guys, they did their time. They don't need to do anything else. Let them enjoy retirement and focus on. And if you're depending on the older talent, then you haven't built up enough younger talent for star power.
yeah,
Like they got Cody, they got Roman, and of course Roman's going to be there. We'll probably get Roman versus Rock, I'd imagine.
yeah,
And if so, it's going to be fun. But I think 40 would have been the best time to do it. But then we had Cody Rhodes get it. Um, so then you have who else is going to come out of retirement for this?
yeah,
Some are saying Goldberg. I don't think so. Not with he wasn't happy with the Saturday Night main event
yeah.
that he had, even though he had a great match. He just didn't get the promo that he wanted to share. Uh, let's see who else. Some are saying Triple H. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. It's just if you're depending on these older talents, it's not going to be, in my opinion, it will be name wise, the name brand, but as far as the like in ring wise and for the viewer, will it be that great? Will it be something not only people who are attending but who will watch? There's even word Stone Cold coming out for it, and it's going to be a big payday for these legends that do come out for a
WWE
match.
is getting around 4 times, or I think maybe 6 times what states pay them for
I heard
wrestling.
something about 250 million. I don't know how
Yeah,
true that
and they
is.
usually get around I think 30, and I think they get like 240, something like that. So I mean, the business side of it, I fully understand why they're doing it. I just don't know if I guess WWE at TKO. I guess the one thing I would say, because I want to make sure I don't blame this as WWE, because remember this is a TK owned property right now. So
Yes, it's TKO.
yeah, when it comes to TKO, And that's why I still support the wrestlers. Like, I'm not gonna turn my back on wrestlers that they didn't do anything, you know. But TKO
That's
is
me too.
yeah, TKO is kind of in the business of it's about the money. So I don't think they care about if not saying any of this happens, but just hypothetical with me for a second. If AEW throws a mega show, the next Monday on Raw, they steal 300,000 fans from WWE. Highly unlikely, but just say that they did, right? I don't think TKO would care about that. I don't think they just got 240 million, you know. So I think
True,
I
but
think that
that's a one-time payday, though.
we think like this though. That's unless they're willing to pay you 240 million a year for WrestleMania. At that point, does TKO really care about what fans they lose if Saudi Arabia will give them 240 million for the people they want to see? They don't care about storylines. They don't care what you had going on throughout the year. They want these people. So it's more like being paid for just a freelance show and you're getting 6 times the value. So I think that 240 million once a year might trump even losing 100,000 fans a year. So I just it I'm not I mean I don't think it's a good idea for the fans, right? For the actual fans of the WWE. But I don't think TKO cares neither. Just to kind of end with that. And that isn't a Triple H jab. He's not part of TKO. This has nothing to do with booking writers, wrestlers. They just don't really have parts to do with the business aspect of it. But on to some actual good news, because we had a decent show this Tuesday, which was NXT Homecoming. I'm not going to beat your ear off with the whole thing because I did the NXT Rewind. Anyone that wants a full breakdown, feel free to go over to Chair Shot Sports. We have a good episode up for this Tuesday. Now, we did have Bliss and Flair show up, defeated the Cullen, Paxley, and Dane.
Which I enjoyed the Paxley Bliss
Yeah.
interaction there. That was cool.
Yeah, they have like similar. They just have similarities.
It'd be great for them to team, especially if she comes up on the main roster, Paxley, and her and Bliss team up. I think that'd be a good team.
I think Doc Bliss with Paxley would be good. Now, other than that, we had a backstage promo with Soul and Zarya. They need to split them immediately. You had a lot going on there. Lainey Reed came, Candice LeRae, Shayna Baszler returned. Kind of just big up to all the girls. I swear, I think I may have seen Shayna get a little teary-eyed in that segment. We had Mello and Trick defeat DIY with help of The Miz. Please change that Mello Don't Miz name.
Awesome.
I
always love that.
Yeah, we had the Sammy backstage interview with Briggs and Evans. Actually, a melee broke out between the two. Sammy broke it up, let Evans know he got it. I do think Evans is the one that will eventually be built back up to beat Oba. We had Ethan Page defeat Tyler Breeze as Dr. Wagner watched on from AAA. Tyler Breeze, it's good to see him back.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Damian Priest co-sign Tavion Heights backstage, said he sees titles and hot tubs in his future, paying homage to his own past. That was pretty good. I did like that. The Waller effect came up with Saints and Oba. I'll just say this is a great segment for anybody that didn't watch it. Go watch it. Trick Williams did eventually come out as well. After that, we had Lexis King with an in-ring promo where we had Finn Balor, the old Finn Balor came out. It was, great to see him. I wish he would just stay like that. We had the trios match with Vaca, Rhea, and Lyra, who replaced Tiffany Stratton, who we're hoping is okay. They defeated Fatal Influence. And we did have Bianca Belair in the crowd, along with a bunch of other stars. So this was a great show. I liked it. But I do want the main thing that came out after this show that I want to talk to you about, that I need to know your thoughts on. While this is going on, TNA wrestlers are posting wild. They had NXT Homecoming trending. We know it's a work. I'm not leaning anywhere remotely into this being a shoot.
It's funny how some of these people are.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's why
into it.
I clarify that. So
just hilarious.
Yeah, but we know that there's going to be an invasion angle. I don't know how people are falling for this, but what was your thoughts? Do you think that they're promoting this good? I believe that the way they did that sporadically, and it's kind of like TNA people speaking their truths, but throughout a work. I think it will work out great if TNA gets their get back.
But I love how that they are feeding off of some of the stuff they do see online. Because what have we been seeing online by a lot of people? Of TNA is going to get sold out WWE. Oh,
Yeah.
WWE's taking over WWE, and this and that, and they're like, well, let's flip that to a storyline.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing right now. And a lot of people are buying into it, which is making it even better because, hey, our work is working. That's a shocker. But as far as I love it because I just hope it does. I was thinking about this the other day. I hope it does lead to some kind of Survivor Series type of war games where we have TNA, NXT, and even WWE main roster type of match in a war games match. 3 teams inside that war games cage, and who is the better brand? Because Shawn Michaels even shared today on the Chris Van Vliet show about he wants to take NXT from being just something they invest in to something that's a profit, as far as growing it and establishing it as a third brand and not just the developmental brand. And I'm like, bro, if anybody can do it, it's HBK.
Yeah.
Because HBK is a great mind for professional wrestling.
100%.
So if he could also work this with TNA and they turn this into something bigger than just NXT versus TNA.
Yeah.
Because what if TNA shows up on Raw? What if TNA shows up on SmackDown?
Yeah.
What if, Santana shows up on SmackDown and attacks the WWE champion?
Yeah.
If you want to really grow TNA, I understand the whole NXT deal.
Yeah.
But if you really want to grow TNA, have them invade Raw or SmackDown. Have them attack Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes or whoever is the champion after this weekend with Cody and Drew.
Yeah.
Have them come out for that. That'd be much bigger than NXT. And there's no knock on NXT. But if they came out and attacked one of the main world champions, now we have the main roster involved. It's Raw and SmackDown. It could be a big payoff at Survivor Series with a legitimate, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and TNA. Something bigger than what they did in 2019 with NXT, which I thought that was fantastic. So I love it. I think it's fun, an invasion angle, and I'm still waiting to see. I think around Bound for Glory, we'll probably hear some kind of announcement with TNA. So I'm waiting to see where they're going to land and even what night, because they teased Wednesday night, which I don't think they're ready yet, but that's just my opinion. So give us some time to grow, then maybe we can see it, but not now.
Yeah, they're not going to Wednesday.
That'd be like TNA trying to do that with Raw back in the day when you had Hogan and Bischoff involved.
That's a whole nother story. But I do want to know, who is your favorite? Just name one. You ain't got to give details. Who is your top NXT wrestler for the male and females right now? So name one.
For the male? All day, Obafemi. I love Obafemi.
Yeah.
The aura around him, I can see him being a big top main eventer on the main roster. He's got the aura, the charisma, in-ring talent. I love Obafemi, and when he gets to the main roster, I want to see him in some serious stuff, some serious feuds, and even, of course, build him up, but eventually world title.
Yeah,
because he's world title material. As female, I have loved and enjoyed JCJ. I know that's not everybody's top, but to me, I think she kind of resembles like a female HBK to me. Just kind of with the rock star, and the way she carries herself and all. And I think she's great in the ring.
Has a little bit of Mercedes.
What's that?
She kind of reminds me of a little bit of Mercedes Moné.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
She's a fan. I think you could see it, and not in a bad way. But I think it took me a little bit for her to grow on me. But now, when I see her hold up the 2 belts, I can see that she's a Mercedes fan. She's not fooling me.
Belt
You know?
collector.
Yeah. A lot of people I've seen saying that. I guess you could say that WWE wasn't into having, multiple titles on their wrestlers like this before. Shout out to AEW for giving them, the ability to see it sometimes cool. I do think they may have took a little bit of that and borrowed a little bit of that from them. But when do you think, speaking of your two favorites, they're both NXT champions, and you obviously don't got to give me be too thorough here, but just when do you believe is the right time to call these two up? Talk about JC Jane and Oba.
I think Oba, he's ready now.
I believe so.
Have him finish out this title run and drop it to Williams or Evans or whoever's the next up and comer. And I even think Trick Williams is ready now. Both of them, Oba Femi and Trick Williams. And I like Trick Williams as well, but Oba's I love Oba.
Can I give you one idea which I would like to see happen? And let me make sure I say this. This isn't gonna happen because they don't believe in strapping rockets once you hit the main roster. I have not seen it in a very long time. But I would like to see Oba Femi lose the title the weekend of the Royal Rumble, or the weekend before. Show up, win the Royal Rumble, and win the heavyweight title his first match. That's what I would like to see. And I don't want to see him lose clean in NXT. I want him to lose in a way where it pisses him off so bad he decides to just go get the heavyweight title on Raw or SmackDown. So maybe
with him that could work.
Yeah,
with him that could work. That could be like another Brock Lesnar type thing. With him, that can work. The next big thing, something like that. Even Braun Breaker, that one, and that's the thing. I would like to see him and Braun Breaker. They could feud over that world title.
Yeah. I think that's a money feud. What about? But so we're both in agreement. Oba Femi could be called up in 3 minutes. He'd be ready for world championship title matches. As far as JC Jane, I know on the main roster it's going to be a little bit difficult for her to get to the top of that division. So when do you think is the right time to pull? Do you think JC's ready for a call up now to compete on the main roster?
I'd wait a little bit longer. I think she's great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But just wait because like you said, her getting called up, she can get lost in the mix. She's one of the top stars right now in NXT. So give it some time. Let her wait it out. And see who leaves, who stays, who retires. So I don't know when Becky Lynch is thinking of retiring, but I mean she's pretty much done it all. I mean, except for maybe win the U.S. Women's Championship, but she's done a lot for the women's division of WWE. I mean, she could put over someone like JC Jane or something like that. But just I can kind of wait because NXT and I've seen some accounts online say, "Oh, well, they got nothing going over there." Things like that. WWE, they're developing the future, and that's in NXT. And HBK is doing a great job with HBK. Oba Femi, JC Jane, Javon Evans, even Fallon Henley, Josh Briggs, Lexus King, even Ethan Page, Ricky Saints. I almost said Starks, Ricky Saints. The list goes on of the future talent they have for when the likes of Roman and Seth and even Punk. And I think Cody's still got a long time on him.
Yeah.
But I think Roman, Seth, Punk, who knows how much longer they have.
Yeah.
And when they go, you got the future right there with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Oba Femi, Ricky Saints. I'm going to say Starks again. Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and the list goes on.
I agree.
And Charlotte Flair, I didn't even know this because, honestly, she don't look it, but she's 39 years old, 38, 39.
Yeah, she's getting up there.
So
one other thing I want to ask you that actually involves NXT. Actually involves 2 WWE shows. And I want you to tell me if this is, and remember, not just because you're in a company don't mean you have to have the same views, right? Obviously. And first part of this is, did you see Mickey James on LFG a while ago when she? I don't want to just throw a name out there because I forgot the young lady's name, but she pretty much trashed the young woman for what she was wearing and said like,
Oh yeah, I think her name was Lena.
yeah, it may have been Lena, but basically the moral of what Mickey James was saying is you're wearing lingerie and
Mm-hmm.
in the Divas era she fought so hard for women not to be sexualized and all that stuff, and she pretty much really dug into the woman. Now I don't think that the young lady.
Xena is her name. Maybe
Now,
Xena's her name.
no, thank you for clarifying, but I don't think the lady deserved any of that. And I think if you put on any wrestling show, they're kind of all dressing like that, anyways.
Which Mickey blocked me after I said something like after I
Yeah,
commented about it.
sheesh. But that's
Little old fan like me got blocked.
yeah, that's not even not. So this is a comparison because I want to know your thoughts on just these two things that happened. So, not saying I 1000% disagree with what she said because I do understand where she was coming from. She could have been coming from a good place and maybe she was fed up in a bad mood and that's how she was feeling right then. So I'm not really going to dig into her about that. But what I am going to say is Booker T's commentary completely goes against what she was stating as those values, right? Because I mean, Booker T is not telling you to watch how good this woman is a wrestler, right? It's kind of glazing and telling you to sexualize them, right? Am I wrong there, or am I completely off? Like that's two completely different ends of a line. Like one of them is we don't want to be looked at like this, or I don't think you should want to be looked at this because we went through that to not have to look like this. And one of them can't commentate a match without sexualizing them. So for people viewing, not saying, married men and people that get women, just call it what it is. But for the weird ones in between that, over sexualize these women, is Booker T not encouraging that kind of behavior? Or am I wrong there?
So with some of the commentary he does, yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
I do. When he does the when Stephanie does her
Yeah.
whatever the finisher is called.
Yeah.
But then you also got, you know, Nikki saying what she's saying about honestly what she was wearing wasn't really that bad. I've
Yeah,
seen
no, I didn't
worse.
think it was neither.
I've seen worse.
What I'm more on is her not more what she was wearing, just the point that Mickey was trying to make.
The point?
Meaning, like we don't.
Well,
We don't know.
I really like how the women division in professional wrestling in general, WWE, AEW down the line, is treated way better than what it used to be.
Oh
Because
yeah,
I honestly, back in the day, I never cared about the women's division because of how it was portrayed, the lingerie matches, the over sexualization of things and stuff like that. So a lot of things that were wearing, the bikini contest, et cetera, that had nothing to do with professional wrestling.
not saying I didn't like it. I mean, I'm not gonna.
I didn't care for it. It came on my TV. I flipped the channel. I didn't care for it.
I was a young kid and I was in my glory.
Even as a young kid, I flipped because I wanted to watch. Now they had some good matches. I was interested in that, and just like what we see now, just like Mercedes Moné, just like even Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, Chris Statlander, Megan Bayne, all the great women wrestlers we got now and who have great matches, and they're not out there in a bikini contest or a lingerie match or in a sexualized type storyline or anything like that. They're treated as professional wrestlers. So to me, women's wrestling is way better than what it is.
Yeah, this is what I'm asking you. Isn't Booker T's commentary setting them back a step? He's sending his commentary to have us back in the Divas era doing Brian Panty matches.
Like I said, because there's a few things I hear.
Hear me like this. Every time his commentary is brought up in this light, people bring up Jerry Lawler, right? Jerry Lawler was yelling out puppies and doing
One
that
of the
same.
worst ones.
No, but here's the thing. It wasn't worse in that era. It wasn't even bad in that era, and I'll tell you why. Jacqueline came out topless. Sable came out topless a bunch of times. Brian Panty, mud matches. VKM, pardon my language for saying his name.
But is that something they wanted to do, or what he told them to
No,
go out there and do?
I don't know. Because you see Tori Wilson and them nowadays, they don't say that they regret anything. She said she was happy for the opportunity she got. So I guess it's what the woman, you would have to ask the women. Because I know there's some that had different stories. But my thing is this. He was yelling that stuff out when it was being aired on the TV. The women fought to get out of that, for you to focus on their wrestling. For like what Sasha and Bailey, Mercedes and Bailey did in NXT, the Revolution, focus on my wrestling. Booker T's giving you Jerry Lawler commentary when they're not giving you that type of content anymore. Like Booker T is giving you content like we're in the Divas era. Maybe it's just my opinion, but he's not telling you, look how great these women are wrestling. He's waiting for them to do one move that involves buttocks so he could start screaming. And that to me is 1990, 1994, or the Attitude Era all over again, where you're now telling a specific audience, sexualize this wrestler. You're forgetting about the wrestling. Now, to me, I feel like that's Divas era versus the women's revolution. You know?
So, in regards to that, I'm kind of in the middle because
Yeah.
he does compliment the wrestling as well. He's complimented Roxanne. He's complimented even JC Jane and things like that. But then he takes it on the flip side of, oh, look at that, or or when some of the entrances are kind of like Blake Monroe, like, oh, look at that, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like a step forward and a step back, because he does compliment the wrestling that I've heard. I've heard him compliment wrestling.
He doesn't.
But then he does take a step back when he does have that kind of commentary.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't hear that going on in AEW with any of the commentators. They don't. When you see some of the wrestlers come out, even if they're in something that's not appropriate, you don't hear one of the announcers like, "Oh, look at the puppies," or "Look at that." You don't hear that, or whatever. So to hear it going on in WWE at times, so that when I do, yeah, it does kind of take a step back, because I don't care about that. I'm here to watch wrestling. I'm here to see a wrestler come in, give me a promo, sell me a story, sell me the match. And of course, if they're inappropriately dressed, honestly, I'm not going to tune in, because I don't care to see that. That's me. I won't guard my eyes. That's me. But when they have good matches, it's like, when you get this kind of commentary, it does take that step back, because I'm trying to watch and enjoy the wrestling, but then yet you come in with your commentary and tell me, or not tell me, but comment about the looks and say whatever you say about this woman when I'm trying to appreciate her talent.
Well, think like this, yeah, and that's definitely part of it. And let me make sure I say this. I'm not saying I don't appreciate beautiful women coming on my screen dressing, absolute amazingly. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fine. And all men is gonna look, and most men, unless there's reasons why you can't, or you just not interested in women, are gonna look at them and favor beautiful women regardless, right? And that's gonna happen. But the commentary don't supposed to do that. It's like this is the audience that had a problem with the way Samantha Irvin was announcing wrestlers because she was fans. But you have no problem with a dude sound like he's jerking off at the announce booth. It's me, it's like I don't know. I'm just not really interested. I don't like him as a commentator. And I love NXT. I don't think he brings much to the table besides cringe-worthy commentary. That's just me. You know? And he says a lot of dumb things too. So I feel like you should know when he gets to the commentary booth, there's a lot of stuff coming out that's probably gonna be done.
And a
But
lot of things that he does say when it comes to the women's, because he, like I said, he has complimented on their wrestling and praised even Roxanne and stuff like that. That's like his protege, no pun intended. Um, but like, um, but when he makes those kind of commentaries, I don't even hear that on the main roster's commentary.
yeah, they don't do it on the main roster.
Not from Michael, not from Pat, not from Wade, not from Joe,
Yeah.
none of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when I hear him kind of do that, or when I do hear him do that on NXT, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Him doing the with the finishing move, it's not that bad. It
Yeah.
makes it entertaining, but when you make those kind of sexualized comments about the women, that's where it's like, okay, now we're taking a step back, because although yes, the women are great, but I'm here to watch the wrestling. I'm here to see if this woman can wrestle. I'm here if this woman can sell me a promo. I'm here to see this, not look at her in that kind of way.
Like,
Because one, that's not me. That's not what I'm gonna do. And two, that's not what I'm here for.
I would put it like this. I'll end it with this segment because I don't want to go on and rant on Booker T, but I feel like he deserves to hear this. Like he just deserves to hear it. I don't know how his wife hasn't told him this, but that's beyond me. That's a whole nother story.
Speaking of his wife, I hear she's going to come back.
Yeah, this is my thing, right? First thing, like I said, unless you're blind or you know your women isn't your preference or some type of thing like that, right? Booker don't need to go crazy. I'm gonna name some of the women that he goes crazy for, right? Lola Vice, Stephanie Vaquer, Jada Parker. Do you think any man needs another man going crazy to see that they're a 10? Especially when they're doing any move that involves their buttocks. Pause. But we talk about women's asses here, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't need any of that to get over. The minute they walked over, people would have said who's their name if they didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
So to think they need that part, no, you need to be pushing their wrestling. Now this is the part that I find hilarious. And I guess I have to, in a way, I guess I'm kind of spilling my preferences as far as looks in this thing. But I think Booker kind of does too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear him do this to the less attractive women wrestlers? No, you don't.
Mm-mm.
Right? So you're promoting their wrestling, but these other women wrestlers, you're kind of just putting them over by how they look. We already know they're beautiful. We don't need to be told that. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like redundant and corny and cringe. Like I said, I was a huge Booker fan, Harlem Heat fan growing up. You know what I'm saying? I shed a tear when he won the WCW title. Like I was a young kid and then the company was gone, but I shed a tear over that. What he's
Then
doing
the world heavyweight title in WWE.
yeah, but that was after. I mean, when he finally got that WCW title.
No. Yeah, that was a big moment. But when he won it in WWE as well, that was great.
Yeah, I loved it too. But I mean, I wasn't a little kid.
King Booker.
Yeah, I was a little kid when he got the actual title. But he just needs to get more in his commentary game. There's matches he does great and he does marvelous commentary. But it's like when a beautiful woman comes out, he forgets he's commentating. And I really don't need to hear that, for me to be excited in the moves that they're doing. I can see it. But off of King Booker, let's get into a little bit of Dynamite. And I won't go through the whole thing because I do want to get to a little bit of All Out and some other good stuff. I don't want to type your whole day. But the first thing we're going to talk about, how about that Hangman and Fletcher contract signing? Fletcher, I mean, Hangman, I know you know what he could bring. Look at the background. That's your guy, right? But the level up of Kyle Fletcher, the way he handled himself in this promo, I loved every part about it. This was one of my favorite contract signings. that I've seen, easily, probably the top three, if not the best contract signing I've seen in AEW history. And I got no shame in saying that it probably was one of, if not my favorite, is one of them. What did you think about that promo?
I thought it was great because, of course, Hangman's in it. So, but
Yeah.
I thought it was great even for Cal Fletcher, and Cal Fletcher has grown on me, even though this week's going up against my boy. So,
Yeah.
I kind of got to go against him. No disrespect, Cal Fletcher, but I got my boy Hangman in this one. But I love the promo of Cal Fletcher because yes, it did bring out a new side of him that I really like. I've seen when he does with Will Ospreay, like the promos he had with Will Ospreay. Cal Fletcher is definitely developing into a better heel as we go, and he's great in the ring. Love watching him wrestle. But hearing him on the mic and hearing this pro heel come out of him, being another top heel in the company, alongside with MJF, because to me, MJF is the best heel in the game today.
Yeah.
No, none better.
Best talker in the game too.
Best talker.
Modern day.
Yep, modern day Ric Flair. I was thinking that the other day. Even some Roddy Piper in there.
Yeah.
But when you have this kind of promo with Hangman, it brings out this side of Cal Fletcher, and it's good.
Yeah.
That's what I love seeing. That's what I love. And I love seeing the wrestling, but I also love seeing some good promos, and especially with this contract signing. This right here really sold it.
Yeah.
It really sold. I'm excited for this match. I'll catch Lesnar and Cena later.
Has a shot to win? I know Hangman's your boy, but do you think he has a legit shot?
Not yet. And I'm not saying that because of Hangman. I'm just saying it's too soon right now, in my opinion, especially to take the title off of Hangman. Because to me, he is everybody's behind him. He's the face of the company. Let's keep it on a little while longer. I think it would be great for him. This is how I would like to see this play out. This is just me. Kyle Fletcher no win. Later, we have MJF cash in.
Actually, hold on. Save your prediction because I'm going to get you all your predictions on All Out. I don't want you to spill it yet.
I'm just talking about as the laid out the story to end with Kyle Fletcher.
Lay me down the story. Just don't give me the ending yet.
Okay. I would like to see this play out into when Will Ospreay does get healed.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher's AEW World Champion, and we can get Fletcher and Ospreay at next year's All In for the championship, and Ospreay can win it. Perfect heel, perfect face. They got great chemistry together. They already have a story together. They have a history together. Yeah. That's how I'd like to see it play out later on with Kyle Fletcher.
That'd be fine. I love to see that.
That's what I was trying to get at. I wasn't trying to give no all-out predictions or nothing.
Don't give me a prediction. I want to give you.
I was talking about just with Kyle Fletcher because that's how I was thinking about this last night. When I was like, man, I would love to see this play out. Not yet him win the title, but later on, maybe at Revolution or something. And then we have this play out to next year's All In where it's Fletcher versus Ospreay in the main event of All In for the title.
I think, I know that picture of them standing on the top of the cage is still fresh in everybody's mind.
So, yes.
Yeah. Do we go stipulation if you get them in that main event, or you just
No, they don't. I don't. No. They don't need stipulation. They will have a fire match without a stipulation. And I love stipulations, but I don't want to see too many. And certain times, and especially something like this, we already had them in a stipulation match where they kind of sort of ended that. But if we bring this back and then we have it towards for the title, and then Will can be like, I made you or something like that, stuff like that.
60-minute Iron Man match.
Ooh, yes, because we haven't seen that. That would be the stipulation I would love to see out of this.
No weapons. 60 minutes.
No weapons. No. Well, I mean, it's an Iron Man match, so yeah, that could play a part. But
no, but what I mean is 60 minutes. I'm telling them
60-minute Iron Man match with these two at All In next year for the world title.
Yeah.
Take my money. Give me my money. Yeah. I can't go to All In next year, sadly, in London, but I'm definitely going to watch it. Definitely going to do a watch along. And I'd love to, and if doing that in an Iron Man match, those two for the title, and if Will Ospreay get his first AEW World Championship, especially at home, you got a crowd there.
Yeah,
you would sell out 80,000 plus without.
100%. I'm actually looking into travel. I might go out there for the All In. I'm gonna try my best to get out there. But that promo gets, I mean, if we're going 1 to 10, it's a 10. It's an A
Mm-hmm.
plus. There's one of the best promos of the year, best contract sign of the year for sure. I didn't even. It made me forget about if there was even any other contract signings recently. I can't think of any. This was so good, but we then had Mox tap out Roddy Strong, hell of a match. We had MJF storm Tony Khan's office. We heard big boy Tony Khan step up, not taking him out the match. Decide, people check out that. It's pretty hilarious. I like Tony as an on screen role like that. Like, they should just never show him. They should just always hear him on the other side of that door. I think that's
I wouldn't mind if they showed him like he'd come out and
yeah,
just lay down the law. Like we hear with Tony Schiavone, I got this from Tony Khan. No, have Tony Khan come out to the microphone. Like, no, this is what we're going to do. You're in this match. You're in that match. Y'all going to be in this match. And then boom, him as an on screen general manager, I think it would be great.
I agree. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I also wouldn't mind him just always being on the other side of that door, and you either hear him happy or yelling. It's like you don't get to see him; you just kind of just hear him. I'm with you, though. Outside of that, how do you feel about MJF getting a little savage here? Rest in peace to Jay Briscoe. This obviously not funny. I know that they're playing a storyline, but he said he's gonna put another Briscoe in the dirt, and it's gonna be Tony's fault. Do you like them pushing the boundaries? I don't mind it. I know Briscoe's okay with it. What are your thoughts on that?
This is what I was saying the other day about how AEW reminds me, or it was yesterday actually, of the Attitude Era ECW, WCW, because they did that. They pushed those boundaries with promos and segments to where it's like, oh man, because he's a heel. That's his job. He's supposed to get you to hate him. And saying stuff like that's like, man, that's kind of heartless, bro. Yeah, because he's a heel. Ric Flair. Think of all the things Ric Flair said. We're like, whoa, bro, that's a little too far. That's what we got with MJF, and that's what I love about MJF, because he is that heel. He doesn't care, and I even love what he does. He does online with his new wife Alicia too. Congratulations. What they do online together, which is funny. And and what he does online too. What he starts trolling people, calling people out, or calling people out. When he said something about one account. So about their weight or something, and I'm just like, a lot of people are going to hell this insistent on that because he's a heel. He knows it. He's not sensitive. That's the whole point of a heel. So me, I had no issue with it, especially if Briscoe's okay with it. If Briscoe was not okay with it, MJF would not have said it, because him and Briscoe had respect for one another, and especially with Jay Briscoe, they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, I know it's ran by him. After that, we did have Lashley choke out Toa Leona. We had a
Great match.
Yeah, absolutely great match.
And I love it when I see some matches in that way where it ends in a submission like that.
Yeah, especially when it's two big boys. Then we had the Copen Christian promo with FTR. We went over that a little bit earlier. That's
great. Love how Dax got busted open. Sorry, Dax, but
yeah,
it was fun.
Shout out to Dax, man. We're huge FTR fans over here as well.
Heck yeah.
We had the Bucks running around giving money out. They gave Renee some money. Looked like they bought her back on their side again.
For now.
Yeah, for sure. We had another match of the night contender. Mascara Dorado defeated Beast Mortos. That
was my match in the night, man.
Yeah, that's the qualify into the triple threat, which we'll get into in a second. Okada came out, gave the stare down with Dorado. He came out with Dawn, which was a little weird with Takeshita being in it and not coming out with them. Takeshita then made his way out while they were staring each other down. Dorado springboards to the outside, takes out Okada, stares down Takeshita. If you notice, Takeshita kind of smiled when Okada got taken out. We know that's coming.
Which I have some wild predictions about that later and all that.
Yeah, and I want to hear all those. So definitely,
I got some interesting thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I think I will start with that right after this, because we're going to get into those predictions. So we're going to start with that match. We then, let me just pull this up. We had another, Tony at this point is erotica. Whenever she gets the microphone, she's going crazy on the microphone per usual. Jamie came out, Stat came out. We then had Tekla defeat Aminata.
I
That
thought that promo was great with those ladies.
listen, how that's superstar material promo right there. The way
Mm-hmm.
all three of them came out, it was under the spotlight. Everything about that was done perfect. Even the point where Tekla comes out for a match. We then had Tekla defeat Aminata, another match of the night contender. She then called out Tony. Tony showed up. They got in a melee. Hater and Stat was going at it outside. Sky and Julia came out, helped Tekla attack Tony. You gotta wonder how this four-way goes at all out. We will get into that in a second. We then had Jet Speed defeat Luchasaurus and Sabian to qualify into the tag team ladder match. We had a Big Bill Brian Keith promo backstage talking about Eddie. We had Danielson, Brian Danielson, that is, sits down with Dobby. I would say anybody who didn't watch this, go check it out. He gives you a nice kind of recap of climbing Mount Everest, seeing bodies. I mean, feared for his life at some points. I'm hoping he has a documentary coming out, but that sit down was a great watch. We then had Rio defeat Robin Renegade with Monet on commentary. I want to ask you one thing about that because I know everybody's rumored the Renegade twins to join Monet. I mean, it's been like 2 years now, I feel like. Did you notice that? Was it me or the Renegade twins usually come out wearing just the black leather pants? Kind of simple and giddy up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that I feel like she was wearing something that I've seen Mercedes wear that same color scheme before. I feel like they might have been hinting something on there where she had actual like a different suit on, and I feel like it's gonna match with what Mercedes is wearing next, or I've seen her wear that before. That color scheme, anyways. Did you notice that?
Yeah, and it would be interesting to see them get paired up, especially if we're going to get women tag team titles.
Yeah.
Monet can definitely help put those twins over, and they're great. I've seen them on
Yeah.
Ring of Honor. They're great wrestlers.
Mhm.
So hopefully see them more involved in AEW. And if those tag team titles come about, I hope it's soon. I even read online too that Tony Khan said when he introduces those titles, it'll be at a special pay-per-view. So I'm thinking, well, special pay-per-view. What was he bragging about earlier? I hope we don't wait that long. But what a good way to get some more traction to that pay-per-view is that.
Yeah.
I don't hope we don't wait that long. But if it takes that to where we get a big turnout, I don't mind waiting.
Yeah, she also held down Rio's leg for Monet to hit her with the backstabber. So
Mm-hmm.
the tea leaves are there. We then had the acclaimed video package with Jerry Lynn. It looks like he's trying to get them back together. I think we'll see that soon. Daniel Garcia called out Shibata, so we're gonna get Shibata 3 at All Out. But did you see that promo Joe cut? Man, Joe's just
Joe
vicious.
is
Like,
great. I love Joe.
yeah,
I really do.
no one's more believable than Samoa Joe. You just believe everything that he
Mm-hmm.
says. I don't know if there's a more believable wrestler, even though there's bigger guys. Just when he talks, you could tell he believes everything he's saying, and there's a skill to that where it's not like he's not acting. Think everything he says he believes he could actually do to you, and you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we had arguably one of the best entrances in the world right now. We had Don Callis introducing Alexander and Hechicero. This Hechicero stuff is
Oh yeah,
amazing. I
I
mean,
love Hechicero.
yeah, but the way Don Callis is announcing him, it's gold
I was
right
thinking
now.
this last night
He,
about Don Callis, and y'all can hate me for
what
saying
up?
this, but I see him as their version of a Paul Heyman.
It's similarities. I'd say I probably like Callis a little bit better on the microphone just because I've seen the Paul Heyman spill for 30 years. It's the same thing every
Mm-hmm.
time. It's like nothing
Mm-hmm.
changes. So I'd prefer Don Callis, but I do see similarities in the two, and they're both great at getting people over. We're not going to
Right.
deny that. Um, so I don't hate that take. I think it's actually a pretty good and unique take. Now, as far as the Hechicero, at the end of that match, Hechicero and Alexander won the match. Um, I don't think anybody thought that they was gonna lose the match. They took out Skyflight. But the news coming out at the end of this match is really the melee that broke off, and Fletcher putting another one through the table with a brainbuster. This time it was your buddy Hangman. I know that you probably broke a TV or two in the house when this happened. Yeah, pretty sure you probably broke a TV.
I was getting excited
happened,
when he was up that buckshot. I was like, yes, yes. And then he hit the title. I was like, no.
Yeah, he was fighting his ass off not to get put through the table, to be fair. But with that being said, that was the Dynamite show leading into All Out. It was the 3-hour spectacle. September to remember. And I do want to get you. I've already picked these on an episode, so I'm not going to pick those matches with you. I think it's the first 10 that got announced. But I will pick the ones that got added with you. I just want your quick picks and do the same thing with WrestlePalooza. And then we're going to get to the good stuff where I have questions detailed for you. And we're going to let people get to know you better. So for the all out card, right? I'll leave your boys match for the end. We'll start from the bottom and we'll move our way over to the left and then just go up this way. So for the first match, we got the four-way match with the ladies, 4-on-4. We got Willow, Mina, Holly, Aminata going against Julia, Sky, Bane, and Penelope. Who you got walking out of there with the win?
Oh, I gotta go with Harley, Team Harley. Gotta go with her.
Yeah, I went with Holly too.
Mm-hmm.
What about?
I love Cameron. She's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, all 8 of these women are awesome, but I'm going with Holly and Willow to take this one down. The Ops got put in a match versus the Workhorsemen. This just got added today. So we got the Workhorsemen going against Hobbs and Joe. I think we know this is going to be a murder scene, but who you got winning this one?
Hobbs and Joe. I'm going with Hobbs and Joe. I'm going with Hobbs.
Yeah, I got a match.
I think the Workhorsemen. They'll have a great match with the Ops. Yeah. I think the Ops will win this, unless some interference happens or it costs them, which could happen. The Death Riders.
You could.
I still think the Ops come out on top, and I think Workhorsemen would be a great addition to the tag team division, in my opinion.
Yeah, I did. I mean, they're worthy of a call up. I wouldn't mind it. Now we got Daniel Garcia versus Shibata 3. I do got to pick this one. I got DG winning, probably nefarious.
DG myself as well. I got DG.
So you got DG there.
Now, I love Daniel Garcia. I love this new look he's got. I like that he's joined the Death Riders. It's giving him something new, something fresh, and I think it really does help him. I think it's going to really help him evolve as well. So this with Daniel Garcia, I love it, and I'm excited, and it'll be cool to even see him and Mox win tag team titles.
I agree. On to this right here is going to be one hell of a match. We got the Hurt Syndicate going versus Rico and the Gates.
I got Rico and a GOA. I love Hurt Syndicate. I love my boy MVP. All Out's going to be balling. But I got to go with Ricochet and GOA in this one.
I did the same thing. What about tables and tacks? You got MJF or Mark Briscoe?
This one's really hard for me because I can see Briscoe winning, but at the same time to give MJF some more momentum, especially for the AEW World Title. I can also see him winning this as well. I'm going to go with reach for the sky, boy. I want to go with Briscoe.
Okay. We got a Briscoe sighting. All right. Now we got a returning Eddie Kingston going against Big Bill.
I'm going with Eddie.
Yeah, I don't think.
Going with Eddie. Man, there's no way he returns and loses. There's no way.
Yeah,
there's no way. And I'm glad to see Eddie Kingston back. I'm going to wait for Eddie to return. I'm so glad, Eddie Kingston. Welcome back. Glad to have you back. And I also can't wait to see what he looks like now.
Yeah.
Like
I said the same thing.
Is there a big transformation?
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to know.
We'll know soon enough. We'll know this weekend.
Oh, I can't wait.
We then got the ladder match, which it's official now. It's going to be the Young Bucks versus Brodito versus Jet Speed versus Hechicero and Alexander. Tag titles on the line. This is a ladder match. Who you got?
I want Brodito to retain because I love the team. I love it. But I'm going with Young Bucks possibly winning. And here's why. What happened also last night towards the end? Luchasaurus abandoning Kip Sabian and leaving the group.
Yeah.
The elite YouTube they got a knife from Jack Perry and talked about stabbing in the back or something. Now this can go either two ways, but I'm gonna go with the Bucks winning, and then we get a tag team title match with the new reformed Luchasaurus and Jack Perry and Jungle Express for the tag team titles against Young Bucks. But I can also see Brodito retaining by Jack Perry coming in and stabbing them in the back and costing them the titles. But I think Young Bucks might even win this.
Well, let's see. It's not. I mean,
that's what I'm going with, and then it leads up to a title match with Young Bucks and Jungle Express.
Gotcha. Well, let's get into this one. FTI versus Cope and Christian.
Cajun Cope. No.
That was good.
Man. Because someone pointed out earlier today on another podcast I was listening to reviewing the show.
Yeah.
And they talked about Cage betraying Cope and aligning with FTR.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to see that because I want to see Cage and Cope just, Christian Cage just finally just turn face. We get the old school Christian Cage back with Cope, baby faces, winning tag team titles later down the road, right off into the sunset. But if they're not ready to do that yet, to have this kind of feud, especially with Cage and Cope, that'd be an interesting twist.
It would be. I don't see them doing that because you do that, they never get back together. And I do believe they'll be tag team.
I would never say never.
I mean,
it's still a slow build of them completely reuniting because Christian Cage still ain't solely.
I feel you, but if you take them apart again and you bring them back together, that's just bad storytelling. Like, that's not how friendships work. They went through that. They was best friends. They went through the mud. They're getting through it. They're together. If he snakes him again, how dumb would somebody got to be to take you back 3 times? That's
true.
Bad storytelling. Like, I would just say that. So I'm going to say that they probably carry them on for a while. They got, unless, here's the big unless. If they don't have a plan on putting the tag titles on them, it might happen. I would say
that might be their last matches and facing off against one another.
This is what I'm telling you. They might have, I don't know, maybe there's a different idea.
Maybe that's how they want to go out.
Yeah, I just don't want to see them break up and get back together. Again, at that point, it's just
because we want to see them go out together as a tag team. But how do they want to retire?
This is what I'm trying to tell you. So it'd be interesting, to say the least, that if they split them again, to see how they could get them back together again. It would be very interesting to see.
It would.
And it would take a lot for them to change my mind that would be a bad idea. But I'd be willing to ride it out with them. Now,
I'm going with my picks, though. I'm going with Christian and Cage. I'm going to go with Hometown Boys winning.
Yeah, I got them winning as well.
Although I do want FTR to win.
This match, I didn't pick when I did the predictions because we didn't have it yet. I got Takeshita. Excuse me. The match is Máscara Dorada versus Okada versus Takeshita for the unified title. Triple threat match. I got Okada retaining. I got the Don Callis family turning on Takeshita here. And Takeshita becoming face after this match. What says you?
That's what I was going to get at here. Because I agree, and I love Máscara Dorada. Yeah. I kind of really do hate that he's in this match because I feel like he's going to be the fall guy. And I don't want that because I want I heard he's not under contract at AEW, which I hope he would.
I think they do. They'll probably work a dual contract out with him, hopefully.
But I agree with that. Okada pinning Dorada, Takeshita upset. They get in, kind of argue in the middle of the ring. Don Callis family jumps, sets up for Wrestle Dream for the AEW Unified Championship, and that's where Takeshita can win the title and become the champion, or he could challenge for one of the titles, and then it will end the Unified Championship because Khan's talked about bringing back the Continental Classic.
Yeah.
And then maybe he wins the Continental title. He hasn't won it yet. He was the international champ.
Yeah.
Maybe he becomes the Continental champ. And then Okada could remain international champion. And then maybe lose it later down the road, the international championship to somebody else.
I agree. Well, I'd say this is like a, this is like a 4-match main event. Like all 4 of these matches, and the one I just said could have been arguably a main event as well.
So four-way main event.
Yeah, it could have been a 5-way. I'm being nice, leaving Okada and Takeshita off, but starting the 4-match main event, right? Going off first, we got a coffin match. Darby Allin.
I said the one. Like, I'm excited for Fletcher and Hangman, but this match right here, this honestly is the match I'm really excited for.
I don't know if you've seen the toy floating around, but do you believe we get Mox in a box, or do you think Moxley wins this?
Oh, I saw the toy floating around.
Great sales back. That's a great. Ooh.
Damn.
Go ahead. Bro.
We're good. I can see him winning this.
Yeah.
Allen, but it's a coffin match, no DQ. So who's to say Death Riders don't get involved?
Yeah.
So I can see Darby winning this, but I could also see Garcia or the Death Riders getting involved. Maybe even, hear me out on this one.
Yeah.
And I know this women's match probably is the next one to talk about, but I want to kind of address this. Chris doesn't win the title. Maybe they set up some kind of segment where Moxley talks to her before he goes out there. And then later, she's the reason he wins by helping him. And then maybe even because if you look at Yuta's,
don't get ahead yet.
I'm not. But if you look at Yuta's track record, he's been the fall guy the past few matches.
Yeah.
What if she's his replacement? Garcia is Pac's replacement. And then we get Yuta and Pac off doing their own thing. Maybe she does her finishing move on Yuta, helps Moxley. And then that's basically Moxley's way of saying, hey, yeah, kid. And then we get a whole new Death Riders with Claudio, Moxley, Garcia, and Statlander, and Marina Shafir.
So who
and then that pairs up Shafir, and then that also can pair up Shafir and Statlander for if these AEW Women Tag Team titles come soon, so they can go after.
Who you shooting with, bro?
I'm going with what I'm thinking. Chris might get involved, help Mox win. I got Moxley win. And it's going to carry this feud over in the Wrestle Dream.
So no Mox in the box. This one, I don't think anybody in the world has a different pick. I think we could be fast on this one. You got Mercedes or Rio?
I got Mercedes. I don't see Rio ending this reign, honestly. And I'd posted a post on X just to kind of troll people about her being 1,000-day champion, although I still wouldn't mind that. I honestly can see. Because Tony's going to want to draw.
You're going to give me a long explanation over this pick,
No,
bro.
It's not a long explanation. I'm just saying I can see Tony.
Rio, bro.
I can see Tony drawing attention. And who better way to draw some attention and who better to dethrone Mercedes than one of the original AEW women's signings, Britt Baker, returning, eyeballing Mercedes. We get them again at Wrestle Dream, and that's who ends Mercedes TBS title reign. I wasn't giving a long explanation. I was just saying
I
this.
thought you was gonna give me a long.
No, I wasn't giving no long details, mate. This is gonna probably be
I
maybe a
I
10-minute
was
quick
talking
match.
about Rio versus Mercedes. That should be a who wins Mercedes next.
It's Mercedes, but I'm just saying, if you want to also draw some attention, who better yet?
I don't.
Mercedes having
I
her
lean
return.
towards this, and this is I don't know exactly what's going on, but if all the things are true, I don't know if you take the title off someone who's been a perfect poster boy for your company for someone that sounds like they caused a shit ton of problems. So I don't know if
That's if everything's true.
that's what I'm saying. If everything's true, I don't even think that'd be remotely thought of. I think Rio would probably have a better chance of taking that.
Tony Khan's right now he's right now for wrestlers. If you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out.
Yeah.
And if you're in, I'm going to boost you. I'm going to use you. Or you're going to get the title. You're going to get the feuds. If you're out, well, you can write out your contract. I can release you.
Yeah,
I think that's where Tony Khan's at. He's done with people creating drama backstage. He's done with all the division. And Ricochet kind of touched on the around Hawani. He was like, man, the backstage right now, everybody's on the same page. Everybody, has respect and love one another. We're on a mission, become one of the best wrestling companies in the world. And that's where Tony's at right now.
One thing, sorry to cut you off. To be fair, I would love to see that happen. Huge,
me too.
Huge DMD fan over here. Like, I love Britt Baker.
Me too. I love
outside of her football team, I love everything about Britt Baker. Right?
Dr. Love loves the doctor.
Yeah, so I would love to see that. I just don't know if we're gonna see that. I mean, my fingers are crossed that you nail that right and that prediction comes true. I just don't know if we'll see it. On to a match that is going to be hard to beat for a match of the night. The 4-way women's title. Arguably, I think the two biggest women's stars in the world right now are probably Toni Storm and Rhea Ripley. Right? Like,
no doubt.
For star presence, I think Mercedes is probably just right under that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not how I like them, because I like Mercedes personally would be my favorite out of the three. But
Rhea's my top, but I put Mercedes in second.
I know, but this match, Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, to see what Jamie Hayter, who she is now from when she first came there, for people to act like AEW don't make stars. Think of the first two ladies I just named, Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter, both absolute stars made in AEW. I know Toni had her WWE run, but she wasn't this Toni. Statlander, another star. This is 3, made AEW stars. Tekla, I know she was huge in Stardom. I don't know if she was as big out there as she's about to be. I'll let you know, I picked Tekla to pull the upset here, turn the whole women's division upside down. I don't think Toni Storm needs a title to be 1 or 2, A or B, 1B and 1A, to be the top women in the world next to Rhea Ripley, however you look at it. But, so I think she's fine without a title. I think Tekla is ready to explode. She's oozing with confidence and energy. I think the fans will gravitate into that. And I think they pull the plug here and they give her the title. Who do you got winning this match?
I won't give you who I want, but I'll give you who I will pick. Because
you can give me both. I want to know who you want to win. And
who I want to win, because I'm a huge fan of hers, is Kris Statlander. She has paid her dues.
Yeah.
It's time for her to win.
A lot of people are rooting for Stat.
And who knows? Maybe Death Riders get involved and help her. Maybe my predictions flip. Maybe she helps Mox, and then Mox like, okay, and then he helps her win the title.
I believe it was Tuck predicted that. He predicted that the Death Riders Tuck Timbo. Yeah, he predicted that
Took.
That the Death Riders are gonna help Stat win.
Now that's a strong possibility, but who I predict to win is Jamie Hayter, because she is a top star as well. And this could lead to possibly her and Tony going at one more time at Wrestle Dream. Tony won that
Absolutely.
title back, and then
Absolutely.
Jamie Hayter wins 1-on-1 clean, and it puts Hayter over even more. But I would love Chris Statlander.
Listen, so I agree. That's what I think. The one I want to win is Tekla, and the one I think is gonna win is Tekla. I don't think my pick would change on either one of those. That's a great pick. Either the one you like. I like the pick you like better than the one you think is gonna win. I like not as a wrestler. I just like that the way that goes a little bit better. Now the last match, I know your winner, but I want to give you a minute to. I'm not going to use the word glaze on you, but I want to give you a minute to give Hangman his props and let me know why Hangman's going to win this match, because I know that's where you go.
Well, not only because I'm a Hangman fan, I just don't see Kyle winning this too soon.
Our time.
And not only that, we already have two champions with multiple belts.
Yeah.
Okada and Monet.
Yeah.
We don't need a third, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't say Kyle Fletcher.
Bandito got two belts. There's a few more that got 2 belts, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would I say Hangman.
Yeah.
But I say Hangman by disqualification, and Fletcher loses the TNT title. And the TNT title is vacant.
Oh. So we going tournament style? How are we doing this?
I say tournament style, yes, leading up to Wrestle Dream.
I like it.
But I say that, Kyle Fletcher, oh, no, they're not going to get involved. I could see them trying to get involved. Yeah. The referee sees it, DQ.
Do you think that he leaves the family if that's the case?
He leaves the family?
Do you think he leaves the family if they cost him the TNT title?
No, I do believe it creates drama. And this is because we're seeing with Okada Takeshita.
It starts the story of Kyle Fletcher eventually leaving the Don Callis family?
Probably eventually leaving, going on his own. And that's why I say, circling back to what I said earlier, then that could be his way of, I don't need y'all. He goes on his own. He's this heel. He wins the title. We get Will and Fletcher. Because honestly, Don Callis family, they're a little too big in my opinion. They don't need Fletcher, and they don't need Takeshita. And then you had Takeshita leaving, of course, becoming a babyface, but eventually Fletcher leaving with the frustration. Maybe he tries to go get his TNT title back. They try to get involved, helping again, cost him again. And then now you got, okay, well, now I want to go for the Unified Championship. Maybe after Wrestle Dream, we got Takeshita. We got Fletcher and Takeshita for the Unified Championship. Or the International or Continental, they decide to split it up. I'm just curious if they're going to split it up, how they're going to split up that title.
I respect.
It's got to be one of them's on the line, and if Okada loses one of them, well, now he's not Unified Champion. He's the champion he's left with, so then that belt gets retired.
There's a little bit of clarification that for sure needs to be done there, I think. But so just to make sure that I heard this right, you got Kyle Fletcher breaking the terms, the Don Callis family interfering. Mm-hmm. For that happening, not only does he get disqualified, the terms kick in where he loses his title. It's stripped. Mm-hmm. And it goes back to the pool, and we get to have an amazing tournament. Shit, I'm here for it. And it makes sense because then Kyle Fletcher should be rabid chasing that heavyweight title until he gets it. Even if it's 6 months, he don't need any titles if his main goal is to try to get that heavyweight title. So,
and then it could set up a number one contender. MJF not getting it, him and MJF.
Yeah, I think they could.
I think that'd be a great feud and match.
Yeah, they could marinate it for a while. I do want to touch a little bit on WrestlePalooza, and same thing. There's only 5 matches, just light predictions. I did the predictions with John. I think was you supposed to come on the prediction show?
I was going to, but with the scheduling and stuff I had going on, it didn't work.
I know you watched Forrest Gump. It happens, you know.
Yeah,
so it is what it is. But I did come in the comments though. Yeah, I see you in there. But I guess we'll get into the banger off rip. Everybody's here to see AJ Lee's return. We wanna see what she can do. The woman was amazing last time we seen her. She came back, still looks amazing, still packing abs. I mean, looks like she's in better shape now than she probably was back then when she was wrestling. But we got AJ Lee and the infamous CM Punk going against Seth Rollins and Becky. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people think maybe Becky and Rollins spoiled AJ Lee's return. I went the other way. What are you looking at here? Who do you think takes this down?
Well, for Lesnar and Cena, I got Cena. He wins
Yeah,
that 100th PLE, which would, I guess, set the record or something.
yeah.
But for this one, I got Lee and Punk winning, but I got it to where Lee pins Becky and it sets up an women's intercontinental title match for their crown jewel.
Yeah. So she's gonna get the instant push. She coming right for the title.
Which unfortunately and this is what frustrates me about WWE because I don't want to see it because she's been gone for 10 years. What about the other women?
But look, she's from Jersey. She might cut a chick. So
I
she
know,
might get
but
a cut.
still,
But I think she was talking about cutting the line.
maybe. But
No,
this is what frustrates me about WWE. And that's a whole nother topic, whole nother rant I can
I
go
love
on. But
AJ though. I
I
can't say
don't
that.
I don't like it when they have that because when people complain about WWE or AEW, but WWE kind of does the same thing, it's like,
It's
why are you
redundant.
complaining?
It's just like you're not gonna complain when your football team does something stupid, but you're sure as hell call it out when someone else's team does.
Exactly.
You know,
Like, I can't believe freaking Mahomes threw that interception, but here comes Dak Prescott throwing another
don't say
freaking
that one.
interception.
Hey,
Oh, it wasn't his fault. It was the wide receiver. He didn't get.
yeah, it's just it's human code. It just is what it is. You defend your favorites. I tell people all the time, I'm a little biased towards AEW. It's the show that I like, you know. I still love other shows, but of course I get a little bit more defensive over AEW because I mean it's the show I watch more. So when you attack something that I enjoy thoroughly, I mean it's just kind of common nature for me to defend myself about
The
it. But
main reason I defend it is because WWE does a lot, if not more, similar to what AEW does. People talk about stories. Okay, where's the story with Lesnar and Cena? They got a history. Okay, so what? What else? Nothing. It's just a fantasy
like I
match.
said, tomato. They're calling it out with your team. They're not calling out their team.
And then they talk about the kicky flippy. Okay, well, what did we see with Penta this last week? What did we see with Ray and Sami Zayn the week before?
Whoa. No Penta slander on this channel.
No, I'm not slandering. I'm just saying.
I'm just
They complain about. I love the high flying acrobatic gymnastic wrestling, whatever they want to say about it. A lot of times it's more entertaining.
Yeah.
But when you call it out for one but not the other, of course it goes back to what you just said. But that's why I defend it. A lot of people say, "Oh, here he is. Aaron loves AEW. Here's the tribalism."
Aaron does love AEW. It's okay.
Yeah, I also love WWE, but I don't see a lot of criticism toward WWE. It's just towards AEW.
Yeah, they listen. You can't be a fan of something people don't like. They don't like that. But
exactly.
So we got your winner for that one. We also know the Cena pick.
Mm-hmm.
You got the great Homelander, or do you got Drew? Or I guess we could call him Guile now. Or
I got Drew.
I see you got Drew.
I got Drew McIntyre.
Should have known that. What about
still not over Cody ruining my Rock versus Roman match? Sorry, Cody. Sorry. I do love you, but I'm still sour about that one. Because I could have had my fantasy match. We could have got it done. We could have got it over with. But the Cody and the Cody crybabies. No disrespect to anybody out there who's a Cody fan.
Whoa. I was technically one of those Cody crybabies.
I was on the We Want Rock hashtag. We Want Rock versus Roman. That's what I was because I wanted that match. High Chief, or let's say the Rock versus Tribal Chief. That's who I was. That's who I wanted.
We'll get it eventually. What about the Usos? You think the Braun spoiled them coming back together, or you got the Usos?
And I say Braun and Bronson Reed wins, but it's also due to Jey Uso and his ego that he's been forming here lately.
Got you. Hey, listen, I'm a Yeet man. Yeet. But this saved it for last. I believe it will be match of the night. I don't care what anybody says. I'm being completely biased and calling it match of the night before the match even happened. I may have or may not have jumped into a travel machine and went and seen the night already, and I know that for 100%, this is the match of the night. It's 5.5 stars out of 6. It might be a 6, depending on who you ask. We got Stephanie Vaca going against Io Sky. Titles on the line.
This was hard, and this was going to be my match tonight too, and my favorite because it's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Because you could have Io Sky win, and then we get Io versus Rhea. Rhea finally beats her. What I said in the comments yesterday, and then you got Rhea's Women's World Champion again. And I hope that happens because Rhea Ripley is my favorite. But
I'm gonna put you in the hell of a quarrel when I ask you these wrestler ones. I got the hardest decision you're ever gonna make in your life, but I'm happy you're saying she's your favorite.
But as far as Vaca, she's the new rising star, and her winning would also draw attention. But I'm going to say this is my prediction: Vaca, with also Kabuki Warriors trying to get involved, help Io win. It doesn't work out. Maybe even Rhea comes out, tries to help Io against the Kabuki Warriors. Vaca wins off maybe some distraction, the brawl, and then we got Kabuki Warriors and Rhea and Io set up for Crown Jewel.
I agree. I think that ends up good. But guess what? We're on to the good stuff.
Here we go.
So before we get to your 10 questions, I'm going to get you ready. I'm going to name 2 wrestlers. You pick one. Short answer it. But I know one of these is going to hurt your soul. You're going to have to pick one. If you can't pick one,
I have a feeling
everybody has always answered these. They've always answered. If you can't pick one, you're supposed to have liquor somewhere on that table and you're forced to take a drink. But since you got coffee there, you can take a sip of coffee and we'll call it even. That means that you can't pick. That means I stumped you. And we'll save that one for now. I'll start with some ones I think may be a little easier for you. We're going to go AJ Lee or Mercedes Moné.
Moné.
All right. Penta or Bandito? It's a tough one.
This was a real tough one. Bandito.
Good choice. All right. Carmelo Hayes or Mustafa Ali?
Carmelo.
All right. Now, these two, here's where you get, and then I got 2 funny ones. But these two, I'm going to make you think deep now. Was you ever a Stone Cold fan?
Yeah, I'm a Stone Cold fan.
Hardcore or just
a fan. Not real hardcore, but I'm a fan.
So this might not be as hard for you. I know the next one is going to get you, though. So we're going to go Hangman Page or Stone Cold?
Hangman.
All right. Now that we clarified that. First time in me doing this that I used the same wrestler 2 times. Reason why we're doing that, you see the cowboy hat in the back. That's the ALW podcast for Aaron. Make sure you're following him. Great content. Rhea Ripley or Hangman Page? First in agenda.
Hangman.
Wasn't as hard as I thought, huh?
I love Rhea, but man, Hangman's my guy. I'm telling you.
All right. So no matter who I put there, you're going Hangman.
Oh, no matter what. There could have been someone else you could have put in that.
Put there that would have made this difficult. Let the people know.
HBK or Hangman.
All right. There we go. So I was close with the Stone Cold. I just picked the wrong guy.
But HBK and Hangman. HBK is my GOAT. And if it came down between them two, sorry, Hanger, I love you, but I got to go with the Heartbreak Kid, the GOAT, Shawn Michaels. But you're a close second.
There you go. There you go. And that's not bad, being second to Shawn Michaels. I mean, I don't know if he could complain about that. The bonus round. 2 funny ones. Tell the people where you're from.
Where I'm from. Not to get too far in detail, but I'm from Louisiana.
Yeah, not detail, but,
Louisiana.
There you go. So I figured it'd be funny to ask you, right? 2 Louisiana people, Lil Wayne or Master P, who's higher ranked in your stratosphere? Lil Wayne? Great choice. I like it. Now, last one. Funny one. TNA Kurt Angle or WWE Kurt Angle? Because he's been arguing with himself lately. Which one's better?
I love WWE one because he had so many great matches, and HBK and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 21 is one of my favorites. He had some good ones with the Undertaker, but he had some good ones at TNA, and he was one of the top guys at TNA.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to go with WWE one because of the many great matches I've seen him in WWE. Not saying, like I said, he didn't have many great ones in TNA, but in WWE, I think TNA where he became a little bit more creatively free to do some more than what he in WWE. But in WWE, he had great matches with Taker, with even Lesnar, with HBK, The Rock, Stone Cold, Milk Truck, one of my favorite segments, countering The Rock's beer truck.
Yeah.
I love the WWF WWE Kurt Angle.
I'd probably agree with you. I think they both was great. I think he might, if I was ranking matches, his best match probably was in TNA, because he has some crazy matches over there. But if I'm just going off of runs, I think I prefer his WWE run a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Now, 10 questions for you.
Okay.
Dr. Love.
Dr. Love.
First one. I gotta inform you, 3 teams or 3 factions that can't be chose. This question everybody gets during their 10 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Best faction ever created. Any company, you use any company you want. Only thing is, no NWO. Nope, you can't use DX. And Bullet Club has recently been taken out. So no Bullet Club, no NWO, no DX.
Okay, what is greatest faction? I want to say Bloodline. That's Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. That to me was one of the best factions I've seen, especially as of late, in a long time. If I had to pick a second, I would like to say I actually was a good big fan of the Ministry of Darkness.
Oh, I love that faction. Remember, Brood is my all-time favorite faction ever.
Mm-hmm. But I do love Bloodline.
Gotcha.
Chief.
Outside us, technically the Elite is probably my favorite faction, but where they're technically part of Bullet Club, the Brood is my favorite. Faction.
Brood's good.
Little kid, the Brood is amazing.
Now,
but
Hardy's Brood or Christian and Cage Brood?
No, Christian, Edge, and Gangrel.
Yeah.
That's the only
Edge and Christian. My bad.
Yeah, Christian and Gangrel. But give me just a quick moment. I know you was at All In, so you have a million moments. If you had to break this down to one, give me your best live moment. It doesn't have to even be wrestling. It could be sports. And tell me the nicest or coolest wrestler you've met in person. So you could pick one wrestler that you think was the coolest and one experience that was the coolest.
The sports experience.
It doesn't got to be sports. I'm just saying it could be anything. Wrestling, sports. It could be a theater. It could be a play. Anything that you went to that's live. So your choice.
Okay. I would have to say the best experience with me, and I would have to go a non-wrestling one. It would be when I saw Skillet live. I love Skillet, one of my favorite bands.
Nice.
Seeing them live and in person was awesome. And if I had to pick the wrestler, of course, I would have to say Kevin Knight, because when I talked to Kevin Knight at All In, me and him got talking about New Japan, a little bit about AEW. He took the time to stop and talk with me.
Conversation.
And we had straight conversation. I met Hangman, got to shake his hand. He said he liked my shirt, which I was wearing the AEW shirt, and got a picture with him, but I didn't get to talk to him. If I got a chance to talk with him, Hangman all day, but I didn't get a chance to chit-chat with him.
One day, bro. Y'all get the interview one day.
Hopefully. Because I'd love to interview Hangman. Hangman, if you're listening, I'd love to interview you on my show. But
man up, number one fan. Him and Took is about to step in a boxing ring and throw gloves on to fight who's the biggest Hangman fan.
Yeah, that's right. Me and Took 1-on-1. But Kevin Knight, because like I said, he he took time to talk to me about that, and we got to talk to some wrestling,
Yeah.
and I did it with Powerhouse Hobbs too. So not only Powerhouse Hobbs, he was talking to me about some personal things he's got when he gets back home and stuff. And that was just so cool. Get to come,
That's nice. That's nice.
get
They showed
to.
you respect. It sounds to me like them two showed you like just straight up respect, where it
Mhm.
wasn't, hey, what's up? They actually took the time to talk to you.
Didn't cost me a penny.
Hey, you got it. Hey, look it. Ain't nothing better than free, baby. So
Mm-hmm.
that I see why they was amazed. They over there talking, taking pictures, and didn't even reach in your pockets. I respect it. Now, I guess this one's a little funny. If you was a wrestler,
Mm.
I feel like you probably got the size to go out there and be a wrestler. If you was, what's your finishing move?
A finishing move,
Give
super
me your
kick.
finishing move.
Super kick. Not, and I've gone over different names for it because of different characters I thought of. I do um, in wrestling,
Yeah,
um, but the super kick, and I called it X marks the spot.
nice, nice. I
So
like it. I like
I
it.
also thought of quick draw when I was doing quick draw is the latest one because X marks the spot was when I thought of the wrestler named X Factor AP3.
Yeah,
But then of course, the cowboy looks. I love cowboy. I got a nice, I guess, Cowboy Storm ish, a little blend of Cowboy Storm, Hangman, and HBK in one look,
yeah.
and then I called it the quick draw
Nice.
super kick.
I like it. I like it. Well, let's put your thinking cap on.
Okay.
Book me one Forbidden Door match. I don't need to know. Like we don't gotta book the match. Just pick one AEW wrestler and one WWE wrestler. If you could have one match on Forbidden Door, and both companies are willing to do this, what is the match you would want to see?
One match I would love to see
Yep.
from between WWE and AEW.
Yep.
It would be Kenny Omega, Kenny Omega against Seth Rollins.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would love to see that. I think no matter what, Seth is going to be involved in the match.
Seth is the loyal WWE guy. Kenny's the little AEW guy. It would kind of resemble, in my opinion, WCW, Sting, and WWF Undertaker. They were both loyal to their companies.
I would love it. Now, quickly, what got you into podcasting?
What got me into podcasting is I love wrestling, and I've heard many podcasts out there just spreading, I don't know, I guess negativity. I mean, I get it. Your opinion, you got critiques. I get it. I can have critiques as well. But at the end of the day, when we watch professional wrestling, we have fun and we love it. If you don't have fun watching it or love it anymore, it's probably time to stop. And that's just my opinion. There's shows that I've watched, movies I've seen, and that didn't give me that same emotion anymore, so I haven't seen them, or probably haven't seen them in a while. But I love anytime I tune in and watch professional wrestling, even if it's something that doesn't make sense. Doesn't mean the entire thing is garbage. Doesn't mean it sucks. We might have a few things here and there that I'm not like last night. Rio and Renegade, it was a okay match, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got to see this. So it's like there's not everything's going to be that high level perfect match or the high level perfect show or the high level whatever. And that's what I think a lot of people expect sometimes, or is that. And then when I came in to create Aaron Loves Wrestling, because I love wrestling. I love wrestling. Of course, ALW kind of got some inspiration from AEW because I was like, what kind of name? I love Aaron Loves Wrestling. I love wrestling. Name's Aaron. And I just want to share the love of professional wrestling, especially when I see tribalism. We had that tribalism back in the day with WWF and WCW. And we got AEW, we got WWE. And I want to be that middleman, even though, yes, I have my preference of AEW over WWE right now. Last year was WWE over AEW.
Yeah.
So who knows what it'll be in 2026? It might be both of them at the same time. Who knows? But I'm enjoying both at right now. I just have one of the other, and the main reason because my guy's the world champion. So, but I also love the story they built over the year with Hangman. But I got into it because I want to bring that positivity and the love of professional wrestling into the community because of the negativity that I have seen with podcasters over the past few years. Now, I'm not calling anybody out, I'm not singling nobody out. There's many of them out there. That's what I came to bring. I get your critiques of the show, but take a step back. Don't get too involved with the being a critic and watch and enjoy the show. And again, if it doesn't move you, it doesn't, you don't have fun with it anymore, or love what you watched, it might be time for you to stop watching, go do something else.
I agree.
Because professional wrestling is meant for us to have fun, meant for us to watch and engage and love it. And I could go on and on and on about things I didn't like, but why would I waste my time and energy sucking the fun out doing that when I could go on about what I enjoyed and what I love out of the show?
I agree.
And that's why I got into podcasting, because I wanted to be that shining light in the community for professional wrestling.
Nice, nice. Well, this next one, I'm gonna give you a second to think on it. You can start talking, but I need to run off and take a quick leak. I've been holding it, but I want you to give people one. Well, it could be a favorite movie or current movie. It could be all time or current. But I want you to give us one movie that you want people to watch and one TV show you want people to watch. You know, you could dive in, but either way, give me 1 second, my brother, and I'll edit that part out.
One movie, one TV show, I want people to watch.
My bad, bro. I was
You
holding
good?
that for a minute.
One show I would say, now what like I recommend people watch because I thought it was really cool and I can't wait for next season, is Daredevil, a new one that was on Disney. Saw all the episodes of the season. I loved it, enjoyed it. I will warn you, it is graphic.
Oh.
So viewer discretion advised. But if that doesn't bother you, then watch it. It's good show. Movie. One good movie to watch, and it's because I love watching this movie. It's old school. I'll give two if that's okay. Because one is um, I guess my sci-fi fantasy, and then another one is like a good homegrown movie. The Rookie is one with Dennis Quaid. It's a baseball movie. Love that movie. Can watch that movie over and over. But also Batman. I love Batman. Of course, the Christian Bale. My all-time is The Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's the best.
I did love the Batman one that was recently put out
That was
a couple years ago.
But it's not Christian Bale. Christian Bale definitely killed.
No, but I did like the fact they used a different villain besides Joker, and I love the fact that they used Riddler because Riddler is actually my favorite Batman villain. I just love how he does the riddles to kind of keep play Batman along and stuff like that. I just think, in my opinion, Joker's just overrun, used over and over. Just do something else, and that's why I like. That's what why I love they brought Riddler in, because it was a new villain. It was a darker side of Riddler.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that.
I liked it as well. I mean, you got me as well. Now, name your. I don't know if you have a top 5, and this doesn't matter the genre. It could be all over the place. Top 5 artists. It could be
top
it could be
5
now.
artists.
Your favorites. We'll talk about it.
Okay, so my top 5 artists. I'll go from 5 to 1.
No order. Oh, you're gonna order them? Let's go.
Yes, my top 5 artists. Number 5 um, is Five Finger Death Punch.
Okay.
Yes, they got some controversial stuff in their music, but there's some music that they have put out that helped me in the most difficult part of my life.
I respect that.
Some of their songs spoke to me, and some of them still speak to me today.
That's what music's supposed to do.
Exactly. Number 4, and I'm going country with this one, and this is one of my favorites. Is Jason Aldean. Love Jason Aldean.
Okay. Yeah. My
3.
the country as well, so it's not just you, brother.
Yep. Yeah, man. Rolling the windows down, driving home from work, playing some country, calms me down. Especially for what I do.
That's radio station. You know y'all get some good stuff on
I
that.
put on my Spotify. I get my own playlist.
Oh,
Radio can have too many commercials for me.
Yeah, the radio make you want to crash your car sometimes.
Exactly.
I agree.
Number 3, he's one of my favorite rappers because his music definitely spoke to me as well.
Yeah.
And one of the darkest moments in my life is NF. I don't know if you heard of him. Nathan Fernstein. He's a Christian rapper, but a lot of his music is very, like I said, it's close to down to earth, and he raps about the most difficult moments in his life, and he kind of reminds me, and I know he hates hearing this. He said it many times. He hates hearing this, but he kind of reminds me of Eminem. But he hates hates that comparison because it's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to be himself.
Yeah.
But NF, he's got great music. Highly recommend. Go listen to his music, especially if you deal with depression, anxiety, stuff like that. He's got some good stuff that'll just speak right to your heart.
Oh, yeah.
Number two, and I said this name earlier, Skillet. Love Skillet. And number 1, I can listen to him all day long. Waylon Jennings. Going real old school now.
Yes, I mean, it's a unique and great list.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people I feel like have like the same artist, in rotation. So it's definitely great to hear you come up with a different list. I do want you to give us your top 5 wrestlers right now, favorites. This is both genders included, so you only get 5 picks, which means women and men included. What's your top 5?
Number 1. Now this is all time, right?
Yeah. Well, no, current. You can give me
current.
both. You can give me current and all time, but this is just current right now.
Okay, current right now.
Yeah.
Number 1, Heyman Adam Page.
Yeah.
Number 2, Roman Reigns.
Fire.
Number 3, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Number 4, Monet.
Nice.
And number 5, I'm going to have to go. This one is Bandito.
That's dope. I love that list. And it's good to hear when I'm asking people top 5s now, the women have crossed over. It's no longer they're women wrestlers. They're just top wrestlers. So to hear Monet and Rhea in your top 5 is actually pretty good to hear. That's why I do it like that. I want to see how many people believe, that the women is up there, because I believe that the women, some of them have surpassed the men, but they're definitely at least on the same level with them, in my opinion. Now, do you want to give me an all-time? Because I'll take that.
Can.
Let's go. Give me an all-time.
Since we are including women.
Yeah.
But number 1, HBK.
Yeah.
Number 2, Sting. Number 3, because I thought she was awesome and she don't get talked about much, and she's one. I would say my greatest female wrestler of all time is Lita.
For fire, originator of the women's moonsault.
Exactly.
The one that did it the best up until that point. She was amazing.
Number 4, Undertaker. And number 5, I would have to say Jeff Hardy.
That's a dope ass list. I don't think anybody would. So you loved the leader with the Hardy Boys.
Yes.
Yes. So
seeing Lady and the Hardy Boys, man, one of my favorite times to watch. Team Extreme. They were great. And I just love how she just got in there with the guys, and it didn't matter that she was female. Like she
Yeah, I
just
think
got in
she was
there.
one of the first.
I mean, she took a table spot from Dudley for crying out loud. Bubba Dudley.
She's one of the first ones to let you know, like, look, I'm not here to be a women's wrestler. I'm here to be one of the best wrestlers. It doesn't matter what gender I am.
And I like that she didn't really get involved. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think she did. She never got involved with any of the lingerie matches, bikini contests, or anything like that. She just went out there. She wrestled.
I think there was maybe one they tried to get her involved in. If I really dig deep in the back of my head, but I ain't trying to explain how old I am at this point. So
it's okay. Age is a number.
No, I know. I'm just talking trash. But this is something people may not know, but I want to make sure I get it in there. Did you? I've seen you post about personal trainer stuff. Are you a personal trainer still, part time on the
Yes.
side?
Yep. I go in tomorrow.
All right. So what got you, if you don't mind me asking, what got you into that line of work? What made you want to become a personal trainer?
Well, since I would say 2018 when I first got into health and fitness, and at the time I was doing it in training to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
Because I love wrestling, and I was working at a warehouse at the time, and that's what I was going to try and do. Unfortunately, at the time, some things happened, and finances didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I kept working out, then in 2019, that's when I had divorced from the first wife.
Yeah.
And that was a dark turn for me. I got out of working out, depression, all that, got into some unhealthy habits for about a year. And then back in 2020, I got back into it. And since 2020, I've been passionate about health and fitness ever since. And I'm never going back. I got to get up and work out. It's like my thing. I got to do it to start my day. It keeps me going. It's like my time and it helps relieve stress and anxiety and all that stuff. I love taking care of my health and eating healthy. That's why I also quit drinking energy drinks last year. I haven't drunk one in about a year.
Nice.
Because also heart issues do run in my family. My dad's had a few heart attacks in the past. And so got out of that to take care of my health even more so I wouldn't have those issues. I work in law enforcement full time. And as you know, we don't make that much. So I was like, I want to make some side money. I tried wrestling, but due to injuries that can happen and affect my full-time job, so I got out of that. I was like, what could I do part-time? And I saw an ad with NASM. Shout out to them. And I was like, man, I do love health and fitness. I want to become a personal trainer. And it's some good side money, but it's also I also love helping people want them to get healthy and live longer, because being unhealthy, out of shape, and everything can be miserable. And I went through it for about a year. Again, ate unhealthy, sodas. I smoked even, heavily drank, all that, and it was. I thought I was doing good for myself, but I wasn't. I was miserable. Then once I got out of it, I started taking care of my health. Quit smoking. I would say drastically cut back on drinking. Have one here and there, special occasions, but that's it. And I rarely even drink now. Like I haven't had a drink since I think May.
Yeah.
Well, no, take it back. All in, had a couple beers. So July. But other than that, I really don't I don't have to have a whiskey bottle or beer or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, but working out, I have a passion for it, and that's why I got into it. Got my certificate with NASM back in March.
Nice.
And then I got my nutrition certification with them as well. And I put myself out there and applied, and I got taken up by Anytime Fitness, and been a personal trainer since about July, a little after all in. And I love it because, like I said, I love helping people. I know at times I don't help a lot of people in law enforcement. We kind of do the opposite. But we also help people in law enforcement.
Cool.
Help people.
There's good and bad in everything.
Exactly.
People, kind of give they see one jacket, they want to put it on everybody. That's the way it works.
Exactly. And that's what I love about what I do with law enforcement as well, because I work in the corrections facility.
Yeah,
And when I talk to some of the guys who are there, they get arrested, they're doing their time. I just want to try to, yes, I got stuff I do to enforce rules and policies and such, but if I can, to be a light to someone in there to where they can get out and do better,
yeah,
that's what I want to do as well.
for sure, for sure. We
Because
appreciate that.
and that's what I love about what I do there, and also I love about it what I do with personal training and helping people be fit and healthy and to live better and feel better about their lives.
I respect the fact you gave us all that. Like that's all great stuff. And if anybody that's watching, they actually get a feeling of who you are, things you've been through. And it's amazing that you shared that because you definitely didn't need to tell us all that. And I respect all of it. You went through struggles, you bounced back, you're doing good with your life, you like to help people, you're doing your physical training. I know that a lot of people, gym is like a vice for them. No different than like some people drink. The gym is a way better vice. It's a healthy one.
It
But
is. It
some
is.
people use them as, the same thing. So one of them you kind of drinking yourself away. The other one you're finding how to get more healthier. It's definitely the better vice. And anybody that needs personal training tips, this is your guy. Reach out to Aaron. He wants to help you. If you're in his area, maybe you could set some things up. He'll help you out to get a little bit better in shape. So definitely don't hesitate to reach out to Aaron on that. Now, this one is the only football question I have for you. How did you become a Cowboys fan from Louisiana? And I'm not saying that to be funny because remember I'm from Massachusetts. I'm a Rams fan, so I don't believe you have to be a fan of your hometown team.
Right.
How did this journey happen? How did you find your way to Dallas?
Well, growing up, my dad was a Saints and Cowboys fan.
Gotcha.
My dad likes Saints because of where he's from, but he also loved the Cowboys because of Troy Aikman and Emmitt
Yeah.
Smith, etc. In the 90s. I was born in 93, so I didn't experience all too much of the greatness of the Cowboys. But when my dad was watching that Super Bowl, I was on his lap and watching the boys. But also everybody around me is a cliche thing, become a Saints fan. And I was like, yeah, but I like Cowboys because I like the blue and silver. I'm a cowboy myself, wear the cowboy hat, stuff like that. I love outdoors, hunting. I enjoy fishing as well. Riding horses. I don't have any, but when I was growing up, and my uncle, we go out to my uncles and ride their horses.
Yeah.
So love that life. One day, hopefully, when it comes to retirement, I'll have that kind of ranch life. That's one of my retirement goals: have a ranch with some horses.
For sure. Let me know. Give me a call. We'll come jump on the podcast on the ranch.
Heck yeah! Podcast on the ranch. There's another
For
series
real.
right there.
Yeah,
but uh, but yeah, so became a Cowboys fan, but also Emmitt Smith to me is one of the greatest of all time because running backs. I love the running back position. My dad also played running back, but I just love the running back position because you get the ball and you run. So when I played backyard football, didn't really get a chance to play football because Mama didn't want me getting hurt like that. But she was okay with the 100-mile-per-hour fastball coming at me in baseball.
which is
Uh,
crazy.
but
So
it
much.
is what it is. Love you, Mama. No disrespect. But the when I played backyard football and we tackled with no pads, I was running back. That was my thing.
Yeah.
And Emmitt Smith's my top favorite. And I love Marion Barber when he was running back for the Cowboys. Barbarian,
Appreciate
rest in peace, MB3. But yeah, that's become a Cowboys fan. The reason I like Jaguars because AEW at the time, but then they signed my boy Tim Tebow in 2020. I really got on it because I was really hoping for Tebow to get another chance because I'm a big Tebow guy, and I hated that he got, in my opinion, screwed over his first go around. And then when Trevor Lawrence got drafted in 21, I was considering on just kind of dropping him, but when they got drafted at 21, Trevor Lawrence came along. I'm a big Trevor fan and been mainly a Cowboys fan, but rolling with Trevor as well with the Jags ever since. So
absolutely. So
that's
shout out to
how
the Jags.
that's how I became a Cowboys fan because I didn't want to be one of the cliche Saints fan, and also I love the boys, Cowboys, cowboy hat, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And they're America's team. How can you not be a Cowboys fan?
They're
They're
not
America's
American.
team.
Get that out of here. They ain't letting you get away with that. They could keep the America's team. Nobody cares. I only want Super Bowls in Los Angeles. Well, not in Los Angeles, but for Los Angeles. That's what I want. But I want to give you the floor right now because before I do my shout outs, I need you to let them know everything you got going on. Not everything. Some things don't need to be said online. But as far as where your shows are, your podcast, any socials you need them to go to, the floor is yours. Anybody you need to shout out, basically anything, give yourself some time. There's no rush. Is anything you need to say. Take control, my brother.
Okay. Well, you can follow me on X, obviously. You can follow me on Threads and get more on Threads, which is kind of like X, but Instagram version. Instagram, growing that Instagram, finally got over 300 followers. Subscribe to my YouTube at 195, trying to get that 200 mark. But my goal is at the end of the year to get 1,000 at least YouTube subscribers. You can also follow me on Kick. Go follow me and subscribe to there as well. And then TikTok. I'm almost at 10,000. That's also my goal for TikTok, get that 10,000.
Absolutely.
You can follow me on all those socials. I want to give a good big shout out to a guy I do a lot of watch alongs and podcasts with, Devin the Tribal Chief on YouTube. Go subscribe to him as well. Follow him on X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, because he pairing up with him and when I did my first watch along with him at WrestleMania this year, then we kind of connected and partnered up since. Even though he's not a whole big fan of AEW, maybe I could convert him. Maybe.
It's
But
all
if
right.
not,
One at a time.
But if it's okay, but he's a big Roman Reigns fan, just like me. I've been a Roman fan since I seen him in 2012 with the Shield. I was a big HBK fan when he retired in 2010. Shed a tear, but I got out of wrestling for a little bit because he was my guy. And for a few months, probably towards the end of 2010, leading to the beginning of 2011. That's when I got back into it, and I just kind of went with like Punk at the time, Cena, Triple H. But when Roman Reigns came along and I saw the big dog with the Shield, I was hooked. He was like my new HBK at the time. I've been a Roman fan, passionate Roman fan ever since, defending him, Roman Empire, Shield Roman, Big Dog Roman, Tribal Chief Roman, whatever version of Roman, I don't care. I'm a Roman fan. I'm going to stick to him to the end. So got connected with Devin, and he's been helping me big time a lot of my stuff with the editing and things like that. Give me some tips and stuff. Shout out to even Chair Shots, John, him as well, and even you, and a few, even Stampede. All you guys have helped me not only with the editing part, the watch alongs and stuff like that, but connected and helped me grow and grow and grow. And I appreciate all of y'all. So I shout out to if you go follow her, she cool on X. She takes a lot of cool pictures of AEW. Solely AEW. She don't do AEW. So if you're a big AEW fan, her name's Michael likes AEW. She gave me this flag here at All In. So go follow on there too. But I also I love how I got into this and connected with a lot of people. Got to meet them at All In. Got to hopefully to meet later on at other shows, WWE, TNA, AEW. I don't care.
Sure.
Maybe New Japan. Maybe I could take a trip over there
one
day. That'd be great. My dream, and it's on my list. I got to visit the Tokyo Dome.
On my bucket list. Just to go out there was on my bucket list. So if I can go catch some wrestling when I'm out there.
Wrestle Kingdom. I want to attend one Wrestle Kingdom in my lifetime. Just one. To me, it's just as big as WrestleMania. I love I love New Japan Wrestling. I love what they got going on over there. Wrestle Kingdom is a big event. I love this past year's WrestleMania. Wrestle Kingdom, and I've watched some past Wrestle Kingdoms, and a lot of them were great. I will say Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles Wrestle Kingdom match over blows their WrestleMania match out of the water.
Not
Not even close. That was a great match. But those are some shout outs I got. And I love wrestling. I know it may seem tribalistic. It may seem like it's tribalism on the socials when I post AEW a lot.
favorite. Let me say one thing to go forward, because
Okay.
people are getting some things confused. And I feel like I've reposted and posted this post so many times. I'm not posting it no more. Right? Favoring one company is not tribalism.
No.
It's just not. It doesn't matter. It's like you thinking I hate the NFL because I'm a Rams fan. I don't hate the NFL. I watch all the games. I just happen to be a Rams fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a knock on the NFL.
Especially when you play fantasy and you got money on the line.
There you go. When it comes to fantasy, I'm a fan. Just don't play the Rams, because I don't look at fantasy.
Right.
But here's the thing. Favoring one company is not tribalism.
No.
Right? Posting about a company you don't watch all day is tribalism. Like, here's the thing.
Or you take shots like, oh, look at them. Haha, look at this. Haha.
It doesn't mean you can't throw fun jabs here and there. That's
fine.
fine.
Yeah. The fun jabs here and there.
And here's the thing. If I go on your page and in a 24-hour period, you have 50 WWE tweets and you don't watch it, you're a tribalist. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I go to your page, you have 50 AEW tweets, this the AEW, and you don't watch it, that's a tribalist. Like, it means you only watch one company, but every post you make is about the other company. That's weird to me. It's fine for you to post 90% of the stuff you like, and once in a while take a nice little jab at something that you just ain't really interested in. That's fine. That's not tribalism. It's fun jokes. Lucy, I think Lucy from GW Podcast said it the best when she was on the show. I mean, she throws fun jokes at WWE all the time, but she also lets you know she doesn't really watch it. She doesn't waste the whole day posting about it. She mainly posts about AEW because that's, what she enjoys. So, and shout out to GW Podcast as well and the whole UK.
Well, my thing is, and this is, I post about AEW because they're more fan centered. They give back more to the fans. And I'm not saying WWE doesn't, but with TKO and what they've been doing lately, with raising prices on tickets, and also, in my opinion, I really disagree with the decision of moving John Cena's last match from Boston to DC for money. I disagree. I'm not like a wholeheartedly disagreement, I guess, of WrestleMania 43. I disagree with the money. Not the money, but the money hungry. Like, I get it. It's going to be a big payday. But at the end, there's a lot of things that they do over there. And I'm not getting in politics or anything like that. But a lot of things they do over there that it isn't good for certain wrestlers on the roster. I'll put it at that. And no matter what you do and going over there, you're not going to change how they think or view. Just like if they came over, another company from another country came over here, try to change our views and what we think and believe over here in America.
I agree.
So with WrestleMania 43 going over there, get your payday, but this is going to be an current thing. Well, this is really going to turn me away from WWE. Not, I would say WWE, but because of TKO, not really WWE the brand itself. Because I've been a WWE fan since 2005 when I first started watching. Shawn Michaels, Shelton Benjamin was the first match I watched. Raw May 2nd, 2005. Caught that match. Shelton Benjamin got kicked, Sweet Chin Music in midair. Shelton took one for the team to make me a fan. Appreciate Shelton, and I was hooked ever since. And that's when HBK became one of my favorites. Shelton's one of my favorites too. He's a great wrestler, great athlete, great talent. But that's one thing I guess you could say I could take jabs at it's really TKO, not WWE, is because of what they're doing at raising prices and things like that. And I think that's going to hurt WWE in the long run, because it's going to push away a lot of families and wrestling fans, because they're not going to want to have to keep paying those prices. And also, you changing a lot. I don't care about the sponsors, stuff like that is what it is. Even AEW has sponsors in their rings. The sponsor thing, I do agree that they're kind of overdoing it. I mean, it's like the whole ring is filled with something.
Yeah.
I don't mind something here and there, but good Lord, even the tables. Like, my gosh, I don't need a Slim Jim sponsor on a freaking table. But it is what it is.
I hear you. One thing I do want you to do, I want you to tell them what shows you got coming out and what days they're airing so people know to go to them. But as far as the Twitter, if anybody that's watching, the link is below. A_L_W_podcast. That's to get all the content from Aaron. And I believe, is that the same on YouTube and X?
No, so YouTube, it's Aaron Loves Wrestling. And then Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah.
And then on Instagram, same thing. On Instagram it's Aaron _loves wrestling. And then there's and on TikTok, same, and Threads is the same as Instagram. And then so you get every other Wednesday. I'm doing it consecutively this time because I was off work, but due to my work schedule, every other Wednesday I do my watch along. Every other Saturday, I do my AEW Dynamite watch along. Every other Saturday I do Collision, and then the All Elite prediction titles on the line in each show, and even at All Out this Saturday. All you gotta do is come in and predict the matches as they go. As long as the match ain't over, you still got a chance to predict. But once you make a prediction, that's it. It's it. It's final. Can't go back.
No change.
Yep. No changing. Most predictions that by the end of the shows win your new All Elite predictions champ until the next show.
Nice.
So that's one little fun thing I do to get people engaged. But it's also makes it fun. Who do you think is going to win? Some you can get, I guess, like some are pretty predictable where you can see who's winning, but there's some that's thrown in there where it's like Mascara, Dorada, and Beast Mordos. That's kind of unpredictable. That was a tough one.
Yeah, I
was lucky. I picked Dorada, but I also thought Mordos was going to win. So I even got my Elite Bible devotions that I am going to, at my best, do an episode every week of something different. So tune into that to get some Bible, get some of your Bible feeding. We all need the word and need to eat on that. And then you can catch me on Devin the Tribal Chief, who I mentioned earlier. His watch alongs every other Monday as well for Raw. We watch Raw, have fun, have a good time. I even do PLEs, but we'll see about this weekend because since I'm doing my All Out, it'll kind of interfere or run into WrestlePalooza, so I probably won't be able to catch him with that. But another PLE he does, I'll try to tune in with that. And then you can also catch me at times with the Dynamite Download guys. They also are a big shout out to them. They've helped me as well, and that's how I got the American Cowboy, gimmick. So Dr. Love American Cowboy, you catch me on theirs where we talk about AEW, and they even do a little fun wrestling fantasy where you can draft the wrestlers in AEW, and if they win, you get some points. If they lose, nothing. So there's that they got going on. So go check them out. Dynamite Download. They got Speed, Mindrunner, Brent, Ross, and Mindrunner's wife. We'll tell Deb. They're all cool over there. Catch me on there at times. And then you can just catch my reviews and whatever else I put out on YouTube. Just kind of catch that as well.
Absolutely, man. You got stuff cooking every day of the week. I do want to try one thing
new. And the Smoke-Filled Arena. My bad. Almost forgot that. Smoke-Filled Arena with Stampede, the Cheap Shot, and Kicking At It Too. Mike, the other Mike. Catch me with them. Smoke-Filled Arena. We're gonna go travel back in time to the old school wrestling territory days, and also trying to kind of compare with some of the guys and gals nowadays. More so the guys than the gals because there wasn't much gals back then, but we kind of compare it and try to see who's like who with the heels, and not only that, trying to compare the times of what it was then and what it was now and what's different.
Well, love to see it. And you get to be the first person on the show when I try these as well. And this is why I give people time for the shout-outs, because sometimes the shout-outs, you draw blanks, people forget people, give you time to add them in there. But I'm going to name one fast rising star every show. I'm also I believe I was going to do indie rest of the month, but I do a show a week. We might as well just do one per week. So Fast rising star. Shout out to NXT and Kendall Gray. She has the total package. We'll see how fast they push her, but it's gonna be fast. I don't see a long wait for Kendall Gray to be a star. Check her out. She believes she's homegrown talent. Came up in the WWE training, through their facility, everything. You know, she didn't. I don't believe there's no wrestling in her background before coming to WWE, so completely homegrown. Now, the indie wrestler of the week has got to be Nikki Blackheart. If you're not familiar with her, go check her out. Arguably the best power slam in the game right now. Definitely an amazing wrestler. Look into her. I want to do my shout outs. And obviously, we're going to end the shout outs with you, Aaron, where it's so blessed to have you on. It is a pleasure to talk to you. I hope that more people get familiar with you. I hope that we boost your following, your subscribers, everything, because you definitely deserve it. And everything you said, you're welcome. And everything you said about working with everybody you mentioned, I'm sure that they all feel the same. I know I can speak for myself. Same thing you said, I feel the same way about you. It's been amazing working with you, as well as John and Mike and Mike. There's a bunch of different Mikes floating around. And Sped, Alpha, Autumn, all the Chair Shots crew. I do want to shout out to Chair Shots. I want to give a big shout out to Big Trouble Ben Bishop. He's a friend of the pod, obviously. He's donating right. He has out the Tribal Keith shirt right now. Everyone that buys that shirt, he's giving 100% of the proceeds to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So if you do want to support a great cause, go on over to Big Trouble's Twitter. You'll be able to find the link, get the shirt. He's not donating 10%. He's giving 100% of everything he makes off that shirt to the foundation. Amen. Absolutely. You brought this up earlier, but I do want to give a shout out to MJF and Alicia Toot for their wedding. I hope I said her name right. If I did not, apologize. It looks like their relationship is great. They're talking back and forth on Twitter. Like MJF he's keeping kayfabe alive. Even throughout weddings, he's mad over kayfabe being messed up. So
I love the photo he shared of when it was their kiss, and he put the AEW World Title on her.
Yeah, and we said this earlier. He's the modern day Ric Flair. I want to shout out Prince Nana and Prince Nana Coffee. As you can see, the affiliate link below. Anything you purchase, 10% comes back to the podcast. We also want to welcome Aaron Loves Wrestling to the team. He's officially a Prince Nana Coffee affiliate. He will be having his link up on his shows soon. So anything you buy from either of us, we get 10% back. Help our podcast continue to bring content to you. I want to give W Energy a shout out. Recently, I just built with them earlier. I have a big announcement. I'll give you part of it now. We will be working together going forward. I'll be giving you more information on W Energy, and I'll be sending you out links for you to get 30% off of products. Stay tuned for information on that. I also want to shout out Big Mike and Spedrock from the Running In podcast. Me and Spedrock got some stuff cooking on the low. Mike will be involved as well. Stay tuned for that. I also have some big news dropping either tonight or tomorrow. And that one, I'm going to tag you in it instantly because this is one that's going to have social media going crazy. It's literally hard to hold this in. And I pray that my other hosts don't leak the information before we get to drop it.
Thank you.
Last, Took, don't you dare, Took.
Don't do it, Took.
I know Took ain't going to release it. Shout out to Took Timbo. Shout out to Turnbuckle TG, obviously.
Took and Turnbuckle, they cool guys too. Gotta give a shout out to them.
Absolutely.
Love those guys.
Check their pages out.
Especially Turnbuckle getting my Outrunner glasses.
Absolutely. Mine's are gonna be in the mail soon. So soon we do a pod and we have them on, and I get rid of it. Not get rid of, but get them on the table with the Yeet glasses. But lastly, I want to shout out. Let me get back up here. 1 second. All right. Lastly, I want to shout out the Smoke-Filled Arena. All of you guys kicking out at 2 Stampede. I want to shout out Elite Bible Devotions because that's different. And I like the way you snuck the AEW stuff in there. So, we're the Elite Bible Devotions. I like it. Don't let anybody steer you away. People need the word of God, especially the ones that talk trash. They really need it. So the ones that hate, talk to them, right? Now, lastly, I want to shout out you in the ALW podcast, everything you do, keeping the positivity going. Don't let the IWC run down anything. Who cares that you favor AEW? You favor the Cowboys too, right? Does that make you hate the NFL?
How about them Cowboys?
Does that make you hate the NFL?
No.
All right. So people got to understand you can have a favorite team, you can still appreciate other teams.
Even though I think it's a blowout, I'm going to watch the Dolphins Bills tonight.
Yeah, I know. That's why I had no problem going overtime limit today. It's like, what do we have? I already put my bet on the Bills.
I do have my anniversary dinner.
Yeah. Well,
my wife will be off in about 5 minutes.
Well, listen, we got about 2 minutes for me finishing giving you props, and we can get off. And this is gonna drop tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So I believe for you that's gonna be 9. Now, we appreciate everything you do. Don't allow the IWC to get you down over what you like more. That's not their decision. You have your opinions. It doesn't mean you have to stop watching other wrestling. Doesn't mean you can't have critiques. I'm sure that I've seen you critique AEW. They won't point that out because, you're an AEW truther in their eyes. I think I am probably to some of them as well. But at the end of the day, for the flag in the back, right? And we got, for people to know, this is signed by none other than Jay Lethal and Colt Cabana. I'll pull it down one day, let you look at it better. But for the sickos, for the WWE Universe as well, for everyone in Japan, Mexico, even for the people in Saudi and everywhere across the world, let's just enjoy the wrestling, like what you like. Debate peacefully. Nobody cares about that. Leave the wildness for the crazy folks. And it was a pleasure having you again, Aaron. Do you have anything else you want to add in before we get out of here, bro?
I appreciate you having me on. Shout out to my wife. Happy anniversary. Love her. My tag team partner for life.
Let's add in a shout out for you and your wife. Happy anniversary, my brother.
Appreciate it. 4 years and many more to go. Got a healthy young little boy, and
blessed.
So ever since got my life turned back around to God and my health and everything, I've been blessed in so many ways with my wife and then my son, and the house that we have, the jobs that I got, the podcast that I have, and the platform. God has definitely turned the page on that old chapter with all the bad stuff that did happen to now everything's been going good, and I can't thank the good Lord above enough for that, turning my life around and blessing me way more than I can even possibly dream of with the wife, son, house, platform, the podcast, everything. So a big shout out to the good Lord Savior Jesus Christ, my wife, and my son as well.
Absolutely.
And shout out to you, Mike, for allowing me on and sharing about the podcast, about myself. I appreciate it. So those who don't know me, you can, and you can see where I'm coming from a lot of times. But hey, if you don't, you still want to troll me, it's fine. Trolls are fun.
Let them know. Don't worry about it. They'll be seeing you a lot. So,
oh yeah.
Just make sure you hate watch and run those views up for Aaron. If you want to hate it, at least give it a view. That's all. At least give it a view. But you make sure you have a great night, my brother. Let's try. I know you have better things going on, but I'm gonna try, I should say, to enjoy this sad story of a football game that's gonna happen today.
Exactly.
Bills by 25 at least. So it's gonna be a blowout. But you have a blessed night, bro, and congratulations again.
Appreciate it, bro.
Salute. Yes, sir.